All right, are we ready to start this motherfucker?
Oh yeah.
No?
I don't know. Are we? Are we doing this? Is this a thing?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are we
If
ready?
y'all aren't ready, we don't have to start.
I'm ready.
You are ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, I can't tell with you. You're like
I don't know. Am I
you're like a
ready?
closed
Is it
book.
ready? Am I ready?
Yes, we're ready. We're starting.
Let's start
Ready
the
or not, here it
motherfucking
comes.
show, bitch.
You better get ready. Come on. Get ready, people. Yeah.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Chinny, and the fellas
Okay.
will tell you about
Okay.
every single game that we play this
yeah.
week. News, reviews, and an indie pick.
It's very
Stu
strange
story
what
time and
Eric
Chinny's game
picks,
breakers.
like,
Here
as a
comes
sound
Stu
effect.
with the soundbite saviors.
So, ain't you guys gonna ask me about my hat?
It's the veteran gamers.
I shoot birds at the airport.
Everybody
It's
hates
the veteran
birds,
gamers.
right?
Switch that console off before you
I'm
have
the
a
potato.
beat, yo.
I do not have a problem. If I want to play Crazy Cupcakes, I will play Crazy Cupcakes.
Hello and welcome to episode 643 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
What? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
Chinny.
There you go. That was pretty good.
We are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle, people.
Correct.
Yep, that's about the size of it.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And we
are we done?
stream on YouTube and Twitch.
We do. That is also very true.
That's right. We talk about
It
video
is.
games, but we usually start with a little story.
My favorite time. It's story time.
Story time.
I'm working on
Sorry.
my headshots.
You're working on your water shots?
My headshots.
I want to do like
Oh, yeah,
Charles does
headshots.
when
I
he's
see what you did
visiting
there.
Genevieve in the prison, and he wants to look all smart when Jake is saying what he's saying.
I'm working on my headshots. Just posing.
Okay. Just posing.
I always like the way Malcolm X sat with his finger next to his head.
I don't have any stories. Absolutely
Well,
nothing happened to me at all.
Strap in, people. Strap the
Oh,
fucking.
Stu's got a story
because
time.
I have got the story of stories this week.
Go ahead, shoot.
Because it is, as you probably have already realised, that time of year, people, when the dick needs a good oiling.
Oh,
It is.
fuck's sake.
It is dick oiling time.
For those who don't know, he's saying deck, except with a funny accent that makes it sound like another thing.
It does. I've never noticed. Is that a thing? So here's the thing, right? So as you know, I've got a giant deck in the garden, and yeah, it needs sorting out every year because it gets mildew and green shit on it, and
Is it
gets a bit
brown?
dirty. It is brown, but sometimes it's a bit green because of all the crap. So you have to give it a good power
It's
wash.
green sometimes.
Sometimes it's green. Power wash, get as much shit off it as you can. Then you put this de-greening stuff on it after you've
Wow.
power washed it to get it de-green. Then you can get around to finally oiling the thing.
Is
right?
is it slippery your dick?
Not too bad. It's kind of slippery once you get the oil on the dick.
Yeah.
But
But
it's long. It's long, right?
it is long.
Because I've seen your dick, haven't I?
You have. It's
Yeah.
the full length of my garden, my dick.
Yeah.
It is a big dick. So I did all that, power washed the whole thing, right? I put the D-green shit on it. Came out the next day, and the mother of all bird shits was in the middle of it. Right? I'm not just talking like a little bit. This was like a fucking albatross shit.
Mm.
It was fucking huge. It was like some sort of Jackson Pollock had gone off with bird shit in the middle of the decking, right? And I was like, for God's sake. So I had to get the freaking power washer out again.
Oh,
No,
God.
because that had happened. Then, so that was.
I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. Hang on one second. You can't just get a mop and like wipe that up.
No, because you rub it into the wood. You've got to get it out. You don't want it. You don't want white
Rub
in
it
your
into the
white
wood?
bird shit rubbed into your wood because it's bird wood at this point. Because I've power washed
I
all the.
thought you just oiled it.
No, this was previous to oiling. This
Okay, all
is
right,
preparation
fine.
time.
All right, gotcha.
Preparation. So
Okay.
did all that right. Power washed it yet again. Right.
Yes.
I'd ordered the oil off Amazon to come.
Yes.
Opened the box to start my
Yes.
first coat of oil.
Yes.
And I'd only fucking gone and ordered natural oak
Oh,
instead of
for
just
fuck's
natural.
sake.
I know.
Great.
I was like, oh my God, this.
God, I fucking hate you.
You know what? the goddamn thing down. You don't need it
Move,
anymore. Now you're
move.
just fucked.
So that
Yeah,
happened,
move
right?
to
So
the
then I
house,
had to
exactly.
send it back and reorder it, and then I had to wait another 3 days for it to come again, right? So I finally
At
on
this
Thursday
point,
morning.
Stu, I'd burn the whole deck down and just
I know.
start
I
again.
was thinking about that. To be honest with you, I was thinking of getting the petrol out. So yeah. So finally, the stuff comes. Thursday morning comes. I goes into the little. I have like a little storage shit thing, in the garden to put all your stuff in.
Mm.
And I goes in there,
Shed.
and lo and behold, there's a tin from last year. So I could have done it anyway.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
like, oh my god!
God damn it.
Stab myself in the eye at this point.
Yeah, amen, Fraser. Ordering
Ugh.
stuff on Amazon, you should be getting it at a hardware store. You wouldn't have to wait any days.
Yeah, but I
if
have
you
to
just
pay
go to
double.
a goddamn hardware.
Why do I want to pay double at this hardship?
Pay
time?
double. Amazon
Yeah,
does not
right.
have wood oil for half price.
No, right. Listen, this is true. This true
I
fact.
had
for
to
you
ask
here.
Fraser. I'm sorry.
fact.
You had a very sensible
From
question.
Amazon.
He could be supporting a local DIY shop, but nope. He's got to save some
From-
money by going to Amazon.
From Amazon, right? This oil costs £28 for 5 liters, right? For this
Okay.
ultimate decking oil. From B&Q, which is kind of my local hardware store, although that's part of a huge chain that's massive, 45 quid for the same tin, 15 quid more. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
the numbers speak for themselves. Why would I pay an extra 15 quid? I don't have to.
Because you could get it the same day.
Yeah, but I paid 50. Well,
That's
I already had
actual
it.
convenience.
I already had that's convenience if it had looked in my little mini shed. That would have been
You're right.
convenience because I
Well,
already had
you
the shit.
should
Anyway,
look in your little shed.
I should have looked in my little
Or you
mini
get
shed.
another shed and you'll be Stuart Tooth Shed.
And then, on top of all that, I go to the tip and lo and behold, Chinny's there. I'm
What?
like, what the hell? If you look on my Twitter, right, and I surreptitiously took a picture of this dude, and he honestly, Chinny, if you have a doppelganger,
I
this
look like a
dude-
lot of people.
no, honestly, he was the same height as you.
honestly, Chinny, honestly.
pretty much the same build as you. Facially, he looked a bit like he just had a bit of a bushier beard.
Sorry, I'm on your Twitter right now. All I see is mixes.
Oh no, I put it on the Veteran Gamers Twitter because it was, kind of gaming
You
related.
just
and
said
people
my Twitter.
Well, I said the wrong Twitter. All right.
Okay.
So
But you know he thinks of it as his, doesn't he, Chinny?
yeah. Well, no, I don't. It's SLH's. What are you talking about?
Yeah, went to my local tip yesterday. It's
Yeah.
a tall guy with a
That
beard
wasn't
and short
very
hair.
a very good
It
photo.
honestly, I know. Well, yeah, but
Well,
when
to
you're
be
taking
fair,
a-
what is he gonna do? Run up to him and be like,
yeah,
"Wait, hold
go
still."
here, mate. Let me take your photo.
Yeah.
He does kind of look like him a little
He'd
bit.
look
I-
honestly. He was the spits of your Chinny. I had to do a double take. I'm like, what
He's
is
a lot.
why is Chinny getting bits of wood out of the back of a car at Leyland Tip? What is going on?
Yeah.
It was a bit
Now,
weird.
Chinny, yeah. Well, see, Chinny's looking in profile on the camera as he's looking at this.
We don't
you
have
need
the
to put,
same
if
nose.
you could, no, you don't. You need to make that bigger too. Open it in a new tab. And we're not talking about Alan Wake. Fix that too. Come on, buddy.
Shut up.
But you got to admit, Chinny, he does have a look of you. I mean,
Yeah.
this dude,
Kind of looks like you.
he had this. He was the same height as you, similar build. I don't know. He even walked like you. It was just a bit weird.
Fuck off.
He did. Honestly,
No, Chinny, he walked like
he
you.
walked
His
like
butt
you.
was shaped like yours.
He even had
He
a
had the same shoe
stupid
size.
black country
Even-
accent
He
like
was
you.
even carrying a snooker cue as he was walking.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. So anyway, I finally got the deck in
All victims
oil.
of oppression, for the tyrants be your might.
It's Mayday, people. Hey, workers
Yeah, it
unite,
is.
So you
solidarity,
know-
what?
Well, we know what May Day means, Duke. Obviously,
Bank holiday.
it means the snooker is coming to an end.
It does.
Well, of course.
It's
That's what-
the
that's
World
what I was- That's the only
Championship.
reason I play the Internationale.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Ronnie gave away that chance in the first
Oh,
frame of the
fucking
second
Ronnie, man,
session,
am I
didn't he?
right?
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
So it's Ronnie versus Judd Trump.
It is.
Ronnie's winning 8-4. You know,
Yeah.
that's the. I bet you've been glued to the snooker, haven't you, Stu?
I'm totally, to be fair, this is true. We were watching something else and I paused it.
Yeah.
So when I was just looking, it was still 5-4.
Oh.
It was still 5-4 to Ronnie.
Mm.
And they had some weird shit going on because it looked like the whole pack of reds had been put in one corner of the table. It was a
That
bit
does
weird.
happen. That does happen.
It was like, what is that all about?
Ronnie had an argument with the ref earlier.
Did
That was-
he?
that
I
was big
missed that. I've
news.
not seen that yet.
The biggest thing to happen in the World Championship, Duke, just to let you know how boring my favourite sport is, the biggest thing is that a pigeon flew into the Crucible Theatre, and it caused chaos.
Chaos.
Absolute.
Sorry, what happened?
A pigeon flew in.
It's dramatic. I mean, I'm
A pigeon
surprised
flew
they
in.
continued with the game.
And
Flew
like
in.
landed on the floor, then landed on the table, and it was.
Were they like, holy shit, what the fuck are we
He was
gonna
like,
do?
"Where's Ronnie?" So that just caused absolute bedlam. To be fair, but
Hey, we owe a
Bedlam.
debt of thanks. I didn't realize this. We owe a debt of thanks to stonemasons in Victoria, Australia, because of their work stoppage in 1856 as part of the 8-hour workday. Thank you to them, because we now have an 8-hour workday. And ostensibly, I mean, not all of us, but that's the idea. And yeah, that's what. So they did it on the 21st of April, and then eventually we decided to change it to the 1st of May.
what
'cause
do
of the
they
Haymarket.
have to do with snooker, Duke? I don't understand.
Yeah, what's that
nothing.
got to do with potting balls on a table?
Don't know.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? So I'll keep snooker news updates
Yeah,
throughout
well,
the
we
show.
want some updates
Yeah, well, keep us
as the show
posted.
is.
Just to
going.
give you
Half
an
the people
update,
listening are
Ronnie
tuning in just for that.
has just potted the pink, and now he's just potted a red. He's on fire. Ronnie's going to do it, I think. Stu.
Ronnie, you can't. You know what? He's getting on a bit and all, but you can't underestimate the Ronnie, can you?
The Ronster.
Underestimate him at your peril. That's what I say.
Mhm.
Because that dude will hand your ass to you when he gets going.
He's good at the balls.
He is. He is.
And this ball here was signed by Ronnie himself, not but 2 months ago.
Was
Nice.
he? Sign ball. But yes, I mean, Judd Trump is a good player.
Ronnie was in front of me, and they were selling these balls, and you buy the ball, and then he signs it.
Balls.
So I was like, fine. I mean, I was only in the queue for no reason really, and then
He was in the
my
queue
mate
for
was
no
in the queue, and I was like talking to him,
What's
Yeah.
that all about?
and
Although
then
as soon as I start talking about Skyrim, no, we've heard it. This story about meeting
Duke,
Ronnie. we
Duke.
got
He
it here
doesn't
3
talk
times.
about
Duke.
snooker all the time, though,
Duke.
does he?
Duke,
You're right. He doesn't talk about it all the time.
you've been talking about Skyrim since 2011.
Yeah, you've
Yes,
been talking about snooker
This
since like the last
happened.
3 years.
This happened 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yes, it did. The Duchess is planning Lupins, so anybody who knows Monty Python will appreciate that.
We planted some lupins today, funnily enough.
Dennis Moore, right
I don't know anything about Monty Python because it's overrated. But we do have people in the chat. We have SLH in the chat,
do.
Fraser Moore in the chat,
something's
Pillow2274,
Fraser!
Hardly Dan,
What's
Eric's also in there. Ian Williams is
That's
in
right, I am.
there. Soul Brother is in there.
Yeah.
Fletch is in there. He said, "Evening, I'm going to listen and play Sea of Thieves." He's still on that Sea of Thieves, Stu.
Wow.
He still bloody loves
More
that
power
thing.
He loves that game. No,
I don't see how
we've
someone
been,
can play the same game over and over, though. I mean,
Losers.
pathetic.
in
Loves
addition,
it.
by the way, in addition to all the dick oiling, we have been planting loads of plants this week. I keep buying plants. I've got to stop it. You know when
You
like,
had the
you go and you see some like nice plants, they're like, oh yeah, we're running out of places to put them. You know what I mean?
That's
'Cause-
why we moved here, because the Duchess had no
Yeah.
place left in our old place.
I've never had that problem.
Do you not do gardening? No gardening at all? Plants?
I've been in the garden.
Yeah.
I've separated soil from other soil.
Oh yeah,
Done that.
that's quite impressive.
Is it though?
Am I a gardener? I don't.
I'm trying to big him up here, Duke. Come on,
Okay,
let's
that's very
let's
nice
give
of
him.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, I've done a bit of gardening, but yes, we've got a clematis Montana fragrant dawn.
It
This
sounds
year
like
we
you should
bought
get that
last year.
looked at, Stu.
And it's a fragrant clematis. It smells a little bit like
The interesting
vanilla.
thing about that is
It's a beautiful little flower with a nice yellow stem, and it's a lovely
Where are you
little
going?
thing.
Story time's over,
Yes.
isn't it?
What you been playing?
Hey, look at that. We're out of time.
Oh no!
You guys,
What you been
it's not up to me.
No.
I just do what the
The
boss
sound
says.
clips are on timers.
No, the boss says move on to the next segment. We got to move on.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
producer
yeah,
of the show.
apparently so.
Yeah.
Mm,
His name is Jose.
Bosso.
Jose
Boss man.
Boss.
Yeah,
Jose
we'll go with that.
Bossman. Yeah.
So
That
anyway,
sounds kind
Duke,
of racist if we do that. How about Derek? No, Derek's a name that people have. Joseph. We don't know any Josephs, right?
Nope.
Joseph, boss man. He's the one who tells us when to go. I'm sorry, you said something about me, Stu?
Well, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Let's talk about it. First, I need to say something real quick about Rocket League, but it has implications for the larger world. So don't start your huffing and puffing. Shush. Here's the thing. Look.
Yeah.
Lately, I have been paired up with a whole lot of people who are angry after we win.
Oh.
How pathetic do you need to be if you are angry when we win?
Yeah, but did you play well?
Yes. Here's the thing. Look. It's this breed of person who is so fixated on, I guess, their rank, or like they're not getting the appreciation they think they deserve or whatever. I played with a guy today and he was good at aerials and stuff, but he went for the ball all the time. If you're on a 2-person team, you need to give and take. You need to attack and defend. You need to be offense and defense. But he was just going for the ball. He did not pass. And when he made a shot, because I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, if he's going to showboat and try to score all the goals, I'll just play back and let him score, and I like to win. Okay, fine. But then I'd be like, nice shot, and he didn't answer. And I'm like, for fuck's sake. And then when I did go for a shot, he's also blasting into the zone in order to try to hit it. And I'm like, dude, you are making it hard for us to win. End of the game, I was like, hey, after the game, I was like, dude, look, you're good at this game, obviously, but it's a team effort. Like, if you don't want a teammate, you can play duel. Like, there's that. You can just play the one-on-one mode. You don't even have a teammate. But if you're going to play with another person, you should learn to play as a member of a team. And he goes, you're trash. You got carried. Uninstall. And I'm like, dude, why are you so angry? We won. I would think you'd be happy.
No,
this is just...
he won. He won, dude. You're missing the point.
Well, that was
here.
his whole point. Right. And that's just like, I think this is part of a larger problem in the world, which is people, I don't know what it is, ego, or like he's clinging to his rank or whatever, but he's just so fixated, like, it's just like, and Rocket League is like, this is like 80% of the people in Rocket League have this same attitude of just like, they're just so tense and angry, and it's like, dude, calm the fuck down. It's a video game. Your rank doesn't mean anything.
I know what it is, Duke.
And I know it's the same in Overwatch and lots of other games too. Go ahead, what is it, Chinny?
Small willies.
That's what he needs is a big dick.
All right, so that's enough of that. I played some new games today.
Ooh.
Well, the first one isn't actually new. No, it is new. I don't know. Anyway, actually, I don't know. Anyway, so the game is called Turbo Overkill.
Holy shit! I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's Overkill.
It sounds bloody awesome.
Yeah, it does.
When I saw the game advertised on Steam, I said to myself, this looks like the classic game Doom, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then I started playing it. One of the greatest mysteries of mankind, SLH says, is why Duke continues to play RL. Actually, you know what? I tweeted about this. The Duchess often has to hear me complaining about Rocket League. So recently, after I won a game and I was playing with some really cool people, I ran upstairs and I was like, woo, we won a game of Rocket League and the players I was playing with are really cool. It was a lot of fun. So I don't want to give the wrong impression. I play Rocket League because I'm addicted to it, because it's very thrilling when we score. But also because I do sometimes get paired up with some cool people. And the fact that so much of the community is so toxic, when we do have a room full of cool people, everyone's like, oh, it's so nice. This is the least toxic game I've ever played. Y'all are really cool to play with. So it's like, yeah, there's that community.
Okay, then.
Okay. So back to Turbo Overkill.
Yeah, what happened to Turbo Overkill?
So I saw it and I was like, this kind of looks like Doom. So I started it up and it plays a lot like Doom. As you can see on the video stream, the levels are, designed in a way that kind of looks
better
like
than Doom, by the way.
Well, it does look better than Doom, but you can tell that like it's made by a small team or maybe even just one person. The textures are pretty basic. There's a lot of repeating images on the textures and stuff, and that's okay.
It's exactly like Stummies.
So the point is that the gameplay is a lot. I mean, I don't know that the gameplay is more deep, but there's a lot more depth in terms of like the different weapons you have, and when you can like run and slide, and when you do, you have these like chainsaw boots on, so they will slaughter the people in front of you if you time it right, if you get it the right direction. There's lots of different weapons for you to be collecting and using along the way. You can like I guess they call it splicing your body, so you can add, for your chainsaw boots, you can put more damage on those and stuff. Yeah, I was very impressed by the fluidity
This
of it.
was like Doom with style and swagger.
It is. I feel like it's a combo between Doom and is it Ghost Runner, that game where you're flying around and sliding on things. So it felt kind of like a cross between those two. Unfortunately, it shares with Doom this kind of weird open level design, so much so that like you can't really tell where you're supposed to go. And in the meantime, you don't always have a lot of ammo, and the monsters are constantly spawning in. It's not too hard, but I felt like I reached a point where I was like, I'm not really having fun here because, there's a bunch of things to be mastering at the same time. You need to jump, and then you blink forward, and then you slide with your chainsaw boots, and then you shoot people, and then you fall off of things, you jump up on things, and it just, I don't know, good concepts, generally well designed. Level design I didn't think was perfect because, I don't know, I remember, I was more Wolfenstein than Doom. As you may know, I actually got the
similar
paper
though,
because of
similar
Doom and
games to be
Wolfenstein.
fair.
Oh, yeah. But so I can't speak for Doom's level design, but Wolfenstein, it was, you had to wander around. It was a maze, but eventually you could figure out where you're going. And I don't know, I reached a point with, I think it was level 3 or something of this game where I was just like, I don't know where to go. And I've been going around the same areas like 3 times. And I was just like, I think I'm done with this. But, it's
So
very
is
well
this
made.
free? Is it a demo? Or is it just free?
Well, the demo's free, yeah, but the game's, I don't know, maybe $10 or so. It doesn't seem like it's very expensive. It does have these like lift things where they go, up arrows, and it just whoops you up to the next level. I think if people, like classic Doom and you want something more modern, this is the one. It's very bloody. It's very satisfying when you shotgun people in the face. Yeah, so it's not for everybody, but those who do like the classic.
Are you going to keep
structure of
playing it?
Doom- No. I played the demo for a while and I was satisfied with it.
Are you going to
I
buy
didn't
it?
play the game. But no. It's not really my kind of game. I was never, I used to be into Doom and stuff, but
So you've
corridor
kind of just
shooters
wasted
these
everybody's
days,
time, including your own, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, Duke?
Yeah.
because I gave some thoughts about a demo.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing?
I don't.
Do you know what I mean? What's going on?
I didn't realize I should only talk about a game if I loved
Honestly,
it
Duke,
and went
if you're not going to
Yeah.
try,
away.
Yeah. I think I'm with Chinny on this.
honestly,
Confused.
because that's me what I've played.
Yeah. What have you played,
Well, let me guess,
Chinny?
fuck
What have you
all?
played?
Fuck all.
How did I know?
See, what other game can you knock off a bit of your shotgun with your shoes?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I'm saying.
Chainsaw
I want to know how he
boots.
got to this part because he was running around the same spot I couldn't figure out, and now he's fighting a boss. And I'm just like,
Chainsaws on your boots. That
Chainsaws
sounds-
in business. That's super
Yep.
cool.
I mean, you could base a whole
Fine.
game around that, really.
Yeah, you could.
Well, yeah.
Super cool concept.
Ooh, or what if you were naked and your hair was your suit?
What if you were naked and you just had your chainsaw boots on?
You missed the
Ooh, you
Bayonetta
gotta
thing
be
there,
very
Duke.
careful.
I have played a little bit of. I mean, have you done with Turbo Overkill? Sorry, Duke.
Yes, I am done with Turbo Overkill.
All right. I have played a
All right.
little bit of Mass Effect 3. Stu, I just wondered if we could have an update from you.
None
Where?
at all this week. None.
Nothing at
not a bit.
all.
Not a bit. None of
We
it.
Nothing at all.
We need to step it
Nothing
up
at all.
because we're on the final
I
stretch.
know.
We're on the final stretch.
I know.
We're on the final stretch.
I'm close. I will put in.
All you need to do is.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
I'll put in some effort in the next
Nothing
couple of
at
weeks.
all.
I will.
I think, for people that know the game, I am at the point of the game where you're helping the Quarians. Is it the Quarians? The people with the masks. Where you let me see your face. You know those
See your
people.
face. Take the head off.
I want to see your face. What's going on? So they I didn't know this, but they basically were at war with the Geth. So you come across Tally and you come across Legion, and there's a whole thing about, oh fucking hell, like we fought the Geth, what? But we need their help, what? You know, that kind of thing.
That kind of stuff.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to when you helped the Turians. There's like 3 missions on one planet. So I'm slugging through, but I feel like this is. I don't know, Stu, whether it's because we've played 3
so
in
much.
a row,
Yeah,
or
played so much in a
it's
short
the game
space.
itself. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But you see, that's why I went for a break, because I thought if I take a bit of a break,
Yeah.
It'll feel like some time's passed before I carry on playing it.
Yeah.
So that's what I went for.
I've struggled this week because the World Champion snooker thing has been on. So I've been watching that all week whenever I get.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Because it's so riveting.
I mean, it is the true gentleman's sport, isn't it? Of course.
It is. I thought that was golf.
No, I mean golf is for losers and
okay.
and retired businessmen. You know, that's what that's for. Snooker's for the classiest of subjects. So yeah, I haven't played any. I played one mission of Mass Effect, and yeah, that was the Cormoran thing. I can't remember what happened in the mission. I think it was like, oh no, you got to shut down the bloody servers for the Geth. And I was like, how do I do that? And you go, well, you go in VR and you shoot all these like weird.
Oh,
things.
now you've got me. Did you mention VR?
Well, you kind of go into this like virtual reality.
It's a VR within the game, so it's not actual.
And then you go, oh, you got to shoot all these like blocks
so
with a gun. So it's a pretty boring mission.
Weird mini game.
Yeah. I still think that they've sort of. I mean, it's still good, but it's not as good as 2 and even 1.
Yeah, I think they kind of peaked at 2, didn't they?
I just think they got a bit lazy with some of the missions. I think they
just wanted it over.
I think some of the missions are just like, this is okay, I suppose. Like nothing setting the world on fire with this. But yeah.
Well, you know what they say, Chinny, third parts of trilogies are always a tricky one.
The third season is the tricky one.
Yeah, it's always a tricky one.
That's what they say.
Number 3. That's why there's no 3s in any of Valve's games. That's what it is.
It's true. That's why there's a lot of British sitcoms finished with 2.
It's finished with 2 because 3's a tricky one. It's a tricky
one. The Office.
You can get away.
40 Towers had 2 seasons.
You can get away with a Christmas special. So the Christmas special is always
Big
all right.
2 seasons, fantastic.
Only 2 seasons.
So, you know, the tricky.
You're running out of ideas by the time you get to 3. I think that's the problem.
I think the first season you find in your feet. The second one you find it, and then the third one you like retreading stuff. And I don't know, are you saying anything new or? Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky, but
you see that also applies to the. Did you ever watch the League of Gentlemen?
Yes. Well, they changed it a lot for 3, didn't they?
Yeah. The first 2 seasons were brilliant.
Yeah.
3, it had Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen in it. It was just weird.
Yeah, it was very strange.
It was super, super weird.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Not that he wasn't weird already.
I mean, this is a show where, you know, people.
They had a Roundabout Zoo.
They had a Roundabout Zoo, and
a Roundabout Zoo.
People never left the local shop and all that sort of stuff.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Okay,
we're done. What was in those sausages?
We're done. We're done. We're done.
We're done. Oh, I better talk about something. I'm going to talk about. I'm going to get the Gloomhaven stuff out of the way. Gloomhaven.
The in real life game, people.
In real life RPG.
Oh,
bigger than Skyrim.
I can't play this video. It's too so.
It's bigger than Skyrim.
I can't play a video of a board game.
Oh, because it's got Gloomhaven in it.
It's because it's
somebody else playing.
Yeah, it's somebody else. It's a real video.
Oh,
if it's gameplay of a game, I can do it. But if it's a real video, they'll basically just go, "You copyright."
Damn it! Because
show some orcs running around. Then
is there a trailer for Gloomhaven or something you can play? I don't know.
I'll give it a go.
So anyway, Gloomhaven arrived a while ago, and then I'm like, we decided that's what we were going to go with on our first nerdy board game night.
Yeah.
So I opened the top, right, and I have been in it to have a look, and it is rammed from top to bottom. The box. You've got to pop out all of the enemies, right? So you put them in little standees, you know, little plastic standee things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's fucking hundreds of them. I mean, hundreds of different types of enemies.
So did you set it all up and was like, okay, thanks for coming, bye.
So this is the thing, right? I'm trying to remember now what it was. I think it was about 26 different little plastic zip bags, you know, to put all the different enemy types in.
Yeah.
So I used well over 20 bags, right? Put all the different enemy types in those. I then separated all the coins so you get treasure that you can pick up. Then you've got all of the all the player characters are so super, super cool. So there's something like 15 different classes of player. And they're all in little tiny boxes, but they're all plastic figures. So they're super cool. when you start the game, you can only
I'm
choose.
sorry, are you going to tell us about the game at all?
I'm
or are you
getting
just gonna
there.
Tell us about the
Getting there. I'm
pieces?
just
He's telling you about the
building picture.
experience.
I'm fucking building the picture, all right? God, you're so impatient.
Impatient. You've been talking about this for 3 minutes, and it's all about.
I
the pieces
know,
of the
yeah,
game.
3 minutes. What a shame. So all the plastic characters, you can only choose from 6 of those at the beginning of the
Okay.
game, though. So there's only
This is
6
your crew.
available.
This is the group that you're going to be traveling.
This is where you start off, right?
Okay.
The only time you change a character class is when a character becomes retired. And that
Okay.
only happens when you've completed its personal quest lines. So each character class has its own personal quest lines that you've got to do, as well as all the other stuff. So we got it all set up, which took, right, and I'm not going to lie to make it sound better than it
Well,
was. It took probably the best part of an hour just to set it up to play.
What fun!
Because
Laissez les bons
there's
temps
so
rouler.
much to do. So
Yes.
you gotta get all your standees out. Then each enemy has you have like a card thing, and it's 4-sided depending on what level you're playing at. You know, we were playing obviously beginner level, so you've got to put that into there for each enemy type that's in the scenario, which was 3 in our case. So there's 3 different enemy types. Then you've got to put your playing pieces down. Then you've got to get all the cards out. Then you've got to get the multiplier cards out. Then you've got to get the stat cards. So what sort of special abilities you've all got. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do before you can even play the game. So we got it all set up. So that's perfect. So Lewis and Dan were there, and obviously my mate Steve. So there's 4 of us. So we had a full party. We set up all the enemies on the board, and we were like, "Oh, there's not enough enemies. There should be 7. There's only 6. Why is there only 6?" What we hadn't realized, and I only realized this after we'd finished playing, is on the setup page. So it tells you how to set it up and everything. There's colors on each of the characters like enemies that are on the sort of playing board, if you will, which denotes how many of them you put down, depending on how many are in the party. So I was like, oh my God. So we didn't realize that. So we've still got a lot to learn, I think, before we can play this properly, because there's so many things. Like, for instance, we were just guessing what the enemies would do on their turn. I'm sure that's probably not what you meant to do. Yeah. But we were like, if we were the enemy, what would we do? So that's how we were playing that. That's fine. We were very strict. I've got to say, Steve was very strict. He's like, you can't shoot over a table. You can't shoot an enemy over a table. You've got to get in line of sight properly. You can't just shoot over a table. So there was a lot of stuff like that. We were blocking doorways and I blocked the doorway. It's all card-based. There aren't any dice or any of that malarkey, so you don't have to roll a dice to figure out what you're doing or combat. And it's all totally based on the abilities that you've got on your cards. So each player character has 2 cards, and then there's a number on each card which decides what order you play in. So it's a bit like a Japanese turn-based RPG game, basically.
Yes.
And you play the top of your first card and the bottom of the other in either order. So you can either play top or bottom and then the opposite on the other card.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. I mean, we did the scenario. It took us about 2 hours to actually play through the whole scenario. And then probably...
So, sorry, give me an example of, something that happened in the game. Were you fighting monsters? Are you
attacking
so a castle? Are you going
No.
quest?
So we're going through a dungeon. There's traps, monsters, treasure.
Why are you going through this dungeon? What's the story behind the dungeon?
Well, that's it.
God.
I
never thought that would be the
in the book of scenarios.
Who knows why you're going through
in the book of scenarios? There's a whole synopsis, right? Which we just didn't bother reading.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
you know
we just
what?
kind
Fair
of
enough.
just played
the point of the game is to just go through dungeons. Okay.
Go through dungeons, kill enemies, get loot, level up. Pretty much like a normal RPG, to be fair.
They forced me to do this show.
What you can actually do is download an app on Android or iPhone.
Because they couldn't possibly give you any of this information with the game. You have to download an app as well.
No. You can read it yourself. You're not even listening, are you? You're making assumptions.
I am listening. Go ahead.
What am I going to say?
What's on the app? Go ahead.
What am I going to say then? What's the app do then? What does it do, Duke?
Well, no, I don't know. That's why I cut you off.
You're making assumptions.
You're right. Go ahead.
All the stuff is in the book if you can be asked to read it. But you can download an app with actors that read the synopsis for each mission for you, so you don't have to do any of the reading stuff yourself. So it's perfectly fine if you want to read it out and pretend to be the dungeon master and read all the stuff. You can do, or you can download an app that reads it for you with actors and.
That
stuff.
sounds like those old VHS games that were like, you
yeah.
have to roll the dice.
I remember
or
them.
whatever.
Those
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad you had fun, Stu.
It was good
It
fun.
sounds utterly dreadful to me, but you know what?
We're gonna do
Everybody
it.
has their own fun.
We're gonna do it every 2 weeks. So every 2
Okay,
weeks.
well.
So a week
good
on
luck.
Friday, we're on again. For another
Unfortunately,
Gloomhaven night.
Stu, I'm busy every 2 weeks.
Well, it's
on
okay because we've got our 4 people, so we don't need
whatever
anyone
night
else.
you
So
play it on.
Guess what, Chinny? You wouldn't be invited. Just
I'm
saying.
busy, yeah.
I am considering though, and this is a bit sad. There's a little bit sad.
That's sad.
A little bit sad, but you can buy an organizer, you know, for all your cards, characters, enemies, coins.
For only $75.99.
Well,
you get this amazing
it's actually
Gloomhaven
not that.
organizer.
It's close though. It's 35 quid, right, for the organizer. But
And you paid 75 quid for the game?
Yeah,
right?
I did.
See,
But you
the
have
idea
to-
that it can't come with an organizer, like, hey.
You have to build it yourself.
Oh,
So
Oh,
it comes
boy.
like in flat pack, and you have to get some PVA glue
Whoa.
and glue it all together.
Where do I find
know
this? Can I
what?
find this on the internet?
You can. It's on Amazon. If you got the Gloomhaven organizer,
Amazon? Bloody Jeff
you can
Bezos
buy-
getting my bloody money. Oh, Joe
You
Freak Show.
can, you can
He's
buy
only-
a really
He's
cool.
going to bloody space on my bloody money. Oh, Joe bloody Freak
You
Show.
can buy a really cool wooden one, but that's 85 quid, which is more than I paid for the game, and I refuse to do
Gloomhaven.
that.
What do I call it? Gloomhaven what?
Gloomhaven
Organizer.
organizer.
Oh, yeah. It's the third one down. Wow, this is so stupid.
Oh, so sexy.
Wow.
So yes, because it is. I'll be honest. It's a bit of it. We did shove a lot of cards in that we probably just shouldn't
Fucking
have
hell,
shoved
it's
in.
94 bad.
No, there is that, but there's a flat pack one that you can build yourself as
Fucking
well.
hell, Stu.
But that does look cool. But I ain't paying that.
Of course you're
That's
not.
ridiculous. 90 quid.
You're stupid, but you're tight.
I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid.
Where's the which
I
one's
mean,
the
don't
50
get me wrong,
quid?
that-
Is it the 50 quid one?
No, there's a 34 quid one, which is like
He's
flat
not
pack.
made out of quid, Chinny. He's not going to get the 50 quid one. That's ridiculous. I love how there's all these different
It's,
options for how to
36
organize
quid,
your
36
shit
quid,
for this fucking game.
Insert 36 quid. You've just scrolled past it. I don't know.
Chinny, you're just bad at looking at Amazon.
Yeah, Chinny, you're just rubbish.
Oh, this. This is the
So-
wackest one.
All right. Anything else you want to say about the game, Stu, rather than the stuff that you can use
It's-
to organize
You
it?
wonder. I'll tell you what I did think. Right.
Go ahead. Tell us what you thought.
When I was playing it, I thought I can see why it's so expensive.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of
Because
stuff that comes
There's a
with it.
fucking lot of stuff. I mean,
That's a lot of
whoever
cardboard. Everybody knows cardboard is really expensive.
And what percentage of this stuff would you say you use during your 2-hour game?
Oh God,
session?
not so much at the moment because, I mean, there is, for instance, there's 3 envelopes. One's envelope A, one's envelope B, and then there's another envelope.
Yeah.
And they only get opened when you fulfill certain criteria whilst you've been playing the game, which can be anything up to like 50 or 60 hours in.
Wow.
You know, before you open even one of these envelopes. There's like a town hall records book. That only gets opened when you retire a player. So when you retire a
Okay.
character in the game, that's the first time you open it.
So these characters are all like in the same like area, and they all meet
Yep.
each other. And
Yeah,
like,
it's totally
like Rogue
persistent.
Legacy, except it's a group
Yeah.
of friends.
It's completely persistent. It's 200 hours long.
Okay.
It's an enormous game. But I do feel like, and I did say this, I'm gonna do a lot of reading before we play this again because I feel like we didn't really play like we were supposed to. You know, I
Gotcha.
do feel like we not cheated, but I don't feel like we were doing everything we were meant to be doing. There's so much to
I'm
do.
doing the intro to Gloomhaven.
I know,
Welcome to
yeah, it sounds-
Gloomhaven.
I think it sounds pretty good actually. That sounds like I would expect it to sound.
You are in the tavern, having a drink with your foes.
Your foes? Why would you have a drink with your foes?
I don't know. You fucking hate them.
Yeah, you're just pals to begin with.
There's ogres and orcs in the tavern. I'm gonna kill
Hey,
you.
no,
over
And then a
there.
Chinny.
mysterious man walks into the bar.
You'll be pleased to know, Chinny, there were bandit guards and bandit archers in the first room. No elks and elves and wizards and shit.
So what are you fighting?
Bandit guards, bandit archers, and then there were some skeletons.
I am the one-armed bandit.
All right. Anything else about Gloomhaven there, Stu?
It's good. It is good, but it's you need. Can
Thanks
I just
for
say
the
it's
insight.
good if you ever think of buying this game. Right, it's a
Oh.
massive time
Find somebody who
investment
has it, and
and
they'll go,
money
"Oh
investment.
God, no one will play it with me." Yes,
And
please.
The one thing I would say above everything else is, I mean, we played on our outside table, which is massive, and that
And
was
bird
only just
shit all over it.
yeah, bird shit all over. But that was only just big enough. You need an enormous table to play this game.
Okay, so like Vladimir Putin would have no problem. He'd have the whole game spread out.
Vladimir Putin. I think I'm going to get this organized. It looks well cool.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, well that means we're done. I'm gonna talk next about another
Gloomhaven.
demo that. What?
Gloomhaven.
Right. I played another demo. Actually, this was called a prologue because the game's not out yet. So I think this is like the first part of the game. The game is called Sannabi or Sannabi. And it is a 2D game, pixel graphics. It's a ninja. You're like, I mean, I don't know if you're a ninja, but you're this dude with this like weird hook arm. It's got very Bionic Commando vibes. And
Ooh,
at the start of the game, your little baby daughter is like, Daddy, you're the best daddy ever. I made this little, what is it?
Gloomhaven.
No, I made a scarecrow that looks just like you. And he's like, got your coat on and a hat. And it's just like, at no point do they talk about you having this hook for an arm. It's just your little girl like, Daddy, you're the best daddy ever. Can we play walkie-talkie, whatever? And it's like, well, okay, I guess. And then she's like, for the training mission, she goes, you have to go get raspberries from on top of the mountain, but there's lava everywhere. And then you get to this gap in the grass area, and obviously you're thinking, okay, this is where I need to pretend the lava is. And she comes running up, and you have to have this whole conversation about, there's no actual lava, Daddy. I didn't have a chance to add it yet. So you have to pretend like there's lava. I got it, Frank. You don't have to keep like jumping in. The exposition at the beginning is very slow. Eventually, however, you do move on to the actual adventure of, jumping around and swinging on things. The mechanics they work pretty well. You use your mouse and keyboard. The mouse is like aiming your hook arm so that you can, cling to the ceiling and then swing around and stuff. It works well, but not perfectly. So there were quite a few times when I found myself, and maybe it's just my reflexes or something, but you have to learn how to jump, fire the arm, swing, disconnect the arm, fire another place, swing, connect, climb up, jump over, and then land. Like that's all in one little movement. And it's kind of annoying when you can't nail it and then you fall down and you don't die. It's not very punishing, but at the same time, again, like the mechanics just don't work perfectly, or at least, there's a lot that's open about it. So if you don't put your hook in exactly the right spot, then you're not going to clear the gap in the thing or whatever. So I don't know. It was more annoying and irritating than I wanted it to be. And a part of that is because it was my first time playing it. I'm sure if I kept at it, it wouldn't be so hard. But, whatever. It's fine. And then something bad happens.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to tell you any spoilers, but something bad happens.
Movies aren't stupid. They fill us with romance and hatred and revenge fantasies.
So now it's personal. You have to get them back. Because everyone has to pay. And
Holy
it's
shit.
like, there's something, Sannabi is out to get you, and now you have to go deal with these people. So then it becomes the actual game. And then, you don't, and maybe it's just the prologue cuts over this part, but I thought, okay, here we go. I'm going to like fuck some people up now. No, it cuts to, you're at the top of some skyscraper, and you're throwing a CEO out the window, and you're like, tell me about Sannabi. And you're like, I don't know anything. I'm just the money man. And then you go back down the elevator and you go through these floors and it's like corpses, bodies, blood. And you're like, this looks like it would have been a fun game to play, but nope. It's just taking the elevator down. And then you have this boss fight with this dude who shoots this gun at you and he keeps teleporting around the screen or around the level. It doesn't fit it all on one screen. So he fires this gun and like the gun is this thing where it'll go, So when it goes chick chick, it shows the area where it's gonna hit, and you have to basically not be in that line, and then it it fires the laser. At first, it's very tough because you have to be swinging around while also avoiding the chick chick. But eventually, there's no delay. It's just and like you just end up sometimes in the laser beam trajectory. And so I got him down to like I think a third of his health. And then I just kept dying and dying and dying and dying and dying.
I just want to say, this game. I'm done.
No.
I'm done.
Don't care.
Mark of the
Too
Ninja
hard.
got round that problem by slowing the game down when you had.
Yeah, exactly. There needs to be something. And again, look, I'm willing to admit that it's probably me. It's just my reflexes aren't good enough. It's not. Oh my God! This is 10-6. Ronnie O'Sullivan Judd on the break of 55.
66.
66.
It is 10-6, yeah.
Anyway, so Sannabi, it's got potential. It does some things very well. The story seems okay, but by and large, I felt like, first of all, the prologue, the part of it that I played until I gave up, was about 70% like dialogue with you and your daughter, and then the rest of it was just swinging around. And then there was this boss fight. Like that was the only actual combat in the game, and I was very frustrated because it looked like it had potential for lots more. But yeah, so I don't know. I think this will really appeal to some people if you're into 2D, swinging around Bionic Commando style games that require a lot of very careful timing. This could be good for people. The art is beautiful. The dialogue was okay. The pacing was kind of bad, but it was humorous.
I can take or leave pixel art.
Yeah, I think it's there's a level of polish on the art and the dialogue, as you can see from the video. At certain points, like when someone's really excited, the dialogue is like bigger or whatever. So
I just wish like they would do good art, not pixel art, just art. Like
that's fair.
I just see a lot of pixel art, and I'm just.
But pixel art can be good art.
Yes, it can, but I feel like the reason why pixel art is about is because back in the day they were limited by how many pixels.
Right, there's a certain aesthetic to it now. It's an aesthetic.
It is
choice.
Nice. It does look nice. I have to say.
It can. I mean, I think the art here looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
It depends on the pixel art. Like sometimes I think it's a good choice. Sometimes I think it's weak. But
yeah, well,
I happen to like the way it looks, and
Yeah,
the game in general plays well. But I just reached a point where I was like,
it's too hard for you. Too hard for your old personage.
Not my cup of tea.
Oh dear.
Oh
dear. Well, I guess it's
Sannabi, the Revenant.
Video games, Stuart?
Yeah, I guess it's back on me seeing as Chinny didn't play anything else this week.
That's okay. That's okay. He's going to be back next week with a whole bunch of games to talk about.
So the reason I stopped playing Mass Effect 3 is because I've been playing Life is Strange True Colors.
It wasn't 10-6, it was 10-5.
Oh my God, it's 10-5. Yeah.
Flip it about.
So I've been playing Life is Strange's True Colors.
Yes.
I am up to episode 4 or chapter 4 in the game.
You're in.
Chapter 1, some big thing happens. Chapter 2, you're kind of investigating the big thing to figure out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And chapter 3, you're LARPing. That is the game.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah. So I played
Hang on, I haven't finished reacting. Wow.
Yeah. So I played a tabletop role-playing game, I guess you'd say, in real life. And then in the video game, I was LARPing. So
You are not making me want to play this, Stu. I got to tell you, just for the record. I know you're not trying to convince me necessarily.
Can I just say that was pretty much the whole of the third episode of the game.
Okay.
Was you doing this LARP with this kid to cheer him up because of the big shit thing that happened.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you do. So you have to wander around. But the one thing I really like about this game,
want to see this LARPing. I'm going to get a video of this LARPing.
Get a video of the LARPing. Can I just say what I really like about this game? The first Life is Strange was set in one town, and it was nice and condensed, and you knew where like all the different characters because they were all the same characters and the same places you went to hang out and like do stuff. Life is Strange 2, they did this whole road trip thing where you kept meeting new characters and going to different places nearly every episode. It was sort of this almost like a cross-country thing. I much prefer the more condensed, like just sort of all in one place kind of game, if I'm being
Yeah, but
totally
they have
honest.
to keep expanding it, man.
Yeah, but they've not. They've done the opposite with this. They brought it back more intimate. You get to know all the
We're bringing it
characters.
back.
They're bringing it back. Bring it back.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear they're bringing it back to the roots.
Bring it back. So it's a little bit more intimate. You get, like I say, you get to know the characters, get to know the people. And
I'm
so
watching
you gotta,
it. I'm watching it. It's not good, folks.
Yeah, you are. So you gotta. So you
For
gotta
the audio
wander
listeners,
around.
just imagine a pile of shit on the screen. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, it's turn-based. We're doing
mean.
turn-based combat. We're so woke. Shut up.
Well, this isn't out of place, let's be honest, because in the first episode you did Dungeons and Dragons, so they actually did that in the game.
Yeah, see,
This
Stu,
is-
Chinny, it's a new kind of gaming.
This is kind of just
just don't
taking
get
it
it.
that one step further. This is the bit of LARP. I kind of liked it. Can I just say,
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I kind of enjoyed this. I thought it was a bit of fun. I think it was a little bit, when you get a filler episode of a TV show.
Mhm.
This felt like the filler episode of this particular, because I think it's going to get dark as shit again in the next episode.
They're all dead.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a bit lighthearted, just to sort of,
You just can't handle it.
Yeah, let you relax for a moment, and then obviously the next
there's
episode is going to be
horrible
really
things on the
dark.
horizon. It's gonna be some messed up stuff.
There's some things that I felt were a bit not shoehorned in. Maybe that's not the right word, but a
Shit.
little bit heavy-handed is probably a good way of putting it.
Ham-fisted.
Ham-fisted. That is a good phrase for what I'm about to
I
talk
like
about.
that one.
Because there's a moment in the game where you're trying to distract this woman who works for this dodgy company, which is at the center of all of this stuff.
Hey, is that how you do it?
That's it. Right. No, the choices are, right, there's a girl character and a guy character in the game, and you've got to decide who she'd be most attracted to.
Good.
So is she a lesbian or is she heterosexual? That's what you've got to decide.
Who knows?
Just by looking at her. And then you've got to pick the character you want to go over and distract
And what did
her.
you pick?
I picked the girl because she's kind of funny and funky. So I just went with the girl. Just to
And?
sort of kind of, well, to be fair, she blushed and was like, "Oh, you coming on to me?" And stuff. So maybe she is a lesbian. I'm not entirely sure which
You
way
coming
it
on
goes.
me? I'm not a lesbian.
Are you coming on to me? So I don't know whether she'd have been less interested had I picked the guy character, because it's one
I'm
of
going to
those.
predict that the exact same thing would have happened.
I think it would I think the same thing would happen regardless of who you picked.
Correct.
But could be wrong. I mean, that's one of the 54% of people pick this character at the end. At the end of the chapter, it does all that percentage stuff, depending on decisions you made during the game. I do feel like this is going to be an example of the game where you get to the end and it really doesn't matter what you did along the way. The same thing is going to happen.
Cynical.
So cynical. No, skeptical. You can think you'll find. But so yeah.
No, Stu, it's spectacle.
A spectacle. I mean, spectacle.
It's
But yeah,
testicle.
do you know what though? That all being said, I still really like this game. I'm quite impressed.
Why?
The story's good. The
Is
voice
it?
acting's really good. It is.
Are you
It
lying to
is.
yourself?
No, it's intriguing. I'm sort of invested. I want to know what's going on, why this shit went down. I mean, as it's becoming more clear, I'm getting a little bit more like, is that all there is to it? Because obviously
You can
stuff's
say that
coming
about
out.
every Life is Strange. Is that it? Is that-
Yeah, I know, and I hope that there's more to it than I think there is gonna be. I'm hoping as I get further into the game and more, the more of the mysteries revealed, that there's more to it than it's showing on face value at the moment. I don't know how many chapters there are. Like I say, I'm on chapter 4 now. But yeah, no, it's good. I mean, if you like the sort of story-driven, telltale type games, I reckon this is better than 2. I like 2 quite a bit. I feel like this is more streamlined and more focused. I feel like 2 almost got away from itself a bit because it was just such a big area to cover in the whole game. Whereas I feel this is a little bit more focused. So yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking this game. I know, Chinny, you would hate it with a passion.
Yes, I would, yes. 11-5 to Ronnie. Yes.
Duke, again, I don't think you would like this at all because you just.
I think you're right.
But for me, I quite like it. There you
Well,
go.
all right. I'm glad you like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well.
Wow.
Two other things I will talk about. One is Patrick's ParaBox, this puzzle game that just keeps on giving. I have solved 200 levels. I believe there's around 250. Yeah, I think there's around 250 levels in the game. So I'm getting there, people. I might be finished with it by next week. And for the first time, the game did something this week that it hadn't done before, which is let us take boxes off the wall. Normally, up to this point in the game, if you push a box against the wall, that's it. It's against the wall. You can't move it around after that. Unless you push it inside another box, which then that box is against the wall and it might be useful or it might be, you might have to start all over. Anyway, there's this series of levels that I just came to which allow you to, like, your character, the little pink box that jumps around with the eyes, that has a cutout for a box. So you can go up to another box and like push it inside of you and then go up somewhere else. And then like sometimes there's ways to like get the box off, get the box out of you or whatever.
This game is
so
nuts.
It is nuts. And it gave this new dimension to the game of like, okay, now it's not the end of the world if you have something up against the wall. So it added a new layer to the game. And of course they then started blending in the other elements a little bit. And it's just really, I continue to love it. I continue to be challenged by it, but I don't think I had to look up anything this week. Those who listen to the show regularly know that sometimes in the past I've had to look up a few. I think there was only been 3 levels I've had to look up how to get started with it because it wasn't really clear. But there were some levels this week that I had to spend a while going through and like experimenting with some stuff. But eventually I got them all. So yes, it's a good feeling. And then the other thing that I've been playing, because I'll just go ahead and jump to the next one.
Just do it. Why not do it?
Do it. Just whatever.
Do it. Fuck it.
That was
you remember that? So I've been playing some space games. I
love the
I got
space at the
Starcom
moment.
Nexus. I'm really into space right now. I bought Starcom Nexus. It's an okay game. It's 2D. It's fine, but it's slow. It reminded me of Endless Sky, which is a remake of Escape Velocity from way back in the day. So I reinstalled Endless Sky. That's a very good game when you're making money going from system to system. The combat's not great in that game. So I was playing it a little bit, and the combat was frustrating me, and I'm just like, nah. So I went back to No Man's Sky.
Oh, of course you did.
Of course I did. But what is my complaint about No Man's Sky?
There's no story.
Right. However.
Oh, God, here we go.
It's almost as though Hello Games heard me and then last year put in a story mode.
No.
So, yes, last year they put in something called Expeditions. I didn't even realize these were going on because you have to start a new game in order to have access to the Expeditions mode. And I haven't been doing that. I've just been playing the same game over and over again. So what's Expeditions mode, I hear you asking? Well, first of all, they're community-based. Not that you have to do things with other people, but other people are doing these expeditions at the same time as you in the same galaxy. So it's kind of annoying because you have people setting up bases everywhere. You have people putting up little communications pods, which have a message in them. Now, I've seen screenshots of people accessing some messages that are like, BLM is a racist organization. They're trying to get white people to hate themselves or whatever. And it's like, ugh. But apparently,
I don't need black people to hate myself.
Apparently, Hello Games has dealt with that because now when you access a communication pod, it says report this communication or close it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's good that they did that. But every communication pod I've found is just a number. And I'm just like, okay, why would you put this up and just put a number in? It was weird. So anyway, the idea behind it is, in addition to it being community-based, like there's like the one that's out now, Expedition 6, is called The Blighted, and it's to do with pirates. So, that was just the update. My guess is that, if they do one of these expeditions when there's an update, it'll sort of coincide. It's like the basic game. You start off on a planet. Everyone starts off on the same planet, apparently.
Lord in the chat says hello. Sorry.
Hi.
Hello, Lord.
You have a broken ship. You have to repair it. All that stuff. You start off with nothing. Actually, that's not true. You start off with some things. They are trying to make it less of a grind than the regular game is, which is nice. Because, for instance, in the regular game, you have to grind for quite a bit before you can install a personal refinery Like you can have a refinery like in your exosuit, which is a really nice thing because before that you had to build one, you had to place it,
What's
and
a
then refine your
refinery?
stuff. You take carbon and you can turn it into condensed carbon,
Right.
or you take copper and you turn it into this
You
other
can turn
metal that
stuff
you need.
into stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff.
So
Can you
having it-
turn anything into anything, or can you only like?
No,
You've
no,
only
there's
got
only
one
very few,
refinery
yeah.
for this, and
Well, no, you can turn anything into anything in that sense. So you only need one refinery
Right.
for any kind of refining that you need.
that's my question.
But yeah. That's nice. Although there are other I think there's something that deals with liquids or something, but I don't really know. I haven't dealt with that. The nice thing, but so you start this expedition with one of those in your exosuit already, which is very nice. And then the rest of it is like there's this blighted this you keep finding references to the blighted, and you have to go from planet to planet chasing down the reports about the blighted. And I don't care about the story really, but it changes everything when there's something to be done
There's a
on the
goal.
quest log. It's what?
There's a goal. There's something.
There's a goal,
there's just
exactly.
Something
And
hooking
this
you
is
in.
funny because I was legit. I can't believe I didn't hear about this before this week. And I was legit planning to be like, all right, I'm gonna create my own little quest. Like I'm gonna have to get this, and I'll make it. And then I found this. I'm like, oh, it's already here. And when you complete, so there's like 6 phases to the expedition. And then each phase has like 5 or 6 things you have to do in that phase, right? So one of them will be, visit a red star planet. Well, before you do that, you have to install the right kind of drive and your hyperdrive and whatever. There's lots of things that you have to do before you can finish that part of the phase. So when you do that though, when you do visit a red star, then you get rewards, and it gives you like 600 gold, which is worth like 200,000 credits and stuff. And it's just like, yes. So it's kind of dumping you rewards when you go through it. And this is the reason why people do these expeditions, apparently, because they're not like me. I want a story, I want a quest, I want something to do. When you finish a phase, and then when you finish the whole thing, you get unique rewards that then carry over into your other saves. So for instance, one of the earliest expeditions, apparently you got a pet that was this like enormous worm that goes underground and stuff, and you could have that as your pet. Now, I don't care about that sort of thing, and apparently at the end of this, it's like a special cape that you can have on that has like this design on it, and I'm like, I don't care at all about a cape. Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a shit about the cape?
Yeah, exactly. But when I finished the first phase, they gave you it's like the sputtering rocket trail animation. So when you launch your ship, normally it's just this clear laser-like line that comes out of the back of it. Now, when I launch my ship, it's like, and like smoke and stars and things are coming out of it. And after about 3 launches like that, I was like, this looks kind of annoying. I feel like my ship, something's wrong with it. So I uninstalled it.
Oh,
but I have it.
no.
And now I have it if I ever want that. And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, the thing I love about it is that there's an actual goal, a series of goals. There's stuff to do. There's a purpose. And the game is so good. This is the thing I love about it, is that, as I complained about Elite Dangerous last week because it's so complex, this is so intuitive. It's so smooth. You're just, exploding asteroids and landing on planets, fighting, pirates and stuff. I love every aspect of this game, and it just keeps getting better and better. So big thumbs up to Hello Games. And if you haven't played No Man's Sky in a while, you might want to check out one of these expeditions. They're timed. So I can't go back and play expeditions 1 through 5, right? There's only 6 that's out now, and it's going on for like 3 more weeks apparently. So I'm hoping I can get done with it in those 3 weeks. I don't know how long it goes for normally, but it seems like they have one going at all times, so that's pretty cool. And in the meantime, it's just having fun, getting stuff, doing things.
No, I mean, I get why you like it. I just feel like it's a shit ton of busy work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not like Gloomhaven.
No, that's not. That's like any bloody Gloomhaven's like you playing Skyrim.
Except that Skyrim takes about 2 minutes to open up.
Gloomhaven's got a story that's like persistent all the way through.
It's like it's like a game where it takes an hour to start up, Stu.
Yeah, it is. It's like playing on a ZX Spectrum.
Do you know what I mean? It's like playing a game, but you've got to install it every time you want to play it. Do you know what I mean?
Look, horses for courses. If it feels like busy work to you, Stu, even though you haven't played it in like 4 years? Fine.
Well, I
Don't
have
play it.
actually. It's
That's
not
fine.
that long ago since I played it, so that's where
great.
you're wrong.
Okay, fine.
I played it not that long ago in VR, didn't I? When I
He
first
really
got,
is like
you
a
know.
kid on a playground. But you're wrong.
Yeah, so you're wrong. You are wrong.
Well, I'm enjoying it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm having fun with this, and that's why I talked about it.
You're
Because I
not
wanted
allowed
people to
to
know
enjoy
I'm having fun
things,
with
yeah.
it. And if other people like space games and they haven't played it, or they haven't played it in a while, you know, check it out.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Duke? You were wrong.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, why don't you talk about something else you've been playing, Stu?
I'm gonna talk about Figment
Okay.
because
Is this the little
fuck?
dragon friend in
No,
the Journey
this-
to Imagination ride on Epcot Center?
no, this
It is.
is a
That's not the Figment you
adventure
mean.
game
Okay.
which starts off pretty dark. It's like a Disney movie.
Oh, no.
It's pretty. Is it? It's pick
a
up where
pretty-
Life is
it's a-
Strange leaves off.
It's a
Like, oh,
pretty
things are
dark
pretty
Disney
man.
movie type beginning. So
Oh,
basically, some bad shit happens to this little kid at the beginning, and her parents die in a car crash.
Oh man.
So it's a
Right?
comedy.
And then you are inside the brain of the girl, and it's
Okay.
obviously all in disarray because her parents have been killed and shit.
Well, yeah.
And then you've got to get rid of. There's all these nightmares that keep appearing in her brain because obviously things aren't going well down there, and you've kind of got to sort all this shit out. Do you know what I mean? Sort it out from the darkness.
You don't really see the car crash.
No, there's just like a bit of a
Oh, help us, help us.
Okay.
stuff goes on. It's really, really good graphics. I feel
Really, really good.
like I've played this before, right? I thought I must have bought this on Steam in a sale at some
It looks
point and
like
played it.
Bastion.
It looks a bit like Bastion. It looks a little bit like Machinarium, those types of games. It's really well drawn. The combat is kind of a little bit weak, but it's basically a puzzle, like an isometric puzzle game. So you've got to, manipulate fans. You've got to put batteries in stuff that aren't working. You've got to go and find the batteries.
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt you, Stuart. What was it you didn't like about No Man's Sky again?
No, this is a puzzle game. It's a bloody
But
puzzle game.
But what was
it's
your
got a
complaint about
story.
No Man's Sky? But
This
No
is-
Man's
that
Sky,
is-
you
that
said
is
felt
busy
like busy work,
Yeah.
whereas finding batteries to put in a clock,
Yeah,
that's
there's
not
other
busy
stuff
work.
as well. This is solving
I'm
puzzles.
just saying.
That's
I'm just saying
vital
There's a
gameplay.
parallelism here.
It's a
I think
gameplay
we all
mechanic,
enjoy
dude.
busy work if it's done in a way that
It's
appeals
one
to us.
gameplay mechanic of many different ones.
Okay. Again, there's
Yeah,
not
it's
more than
snooker's
one
busy
mechanic
work,
in
isn't
No
it? You're
Man's
just
Sky.
putting balls in
exactly,
pockets.
Exactly. But
Sorry
this-
for interrupting. Please continue. Go
Well, there's a full-on narrative in this game, dude.
Yes. Okay. Well, there
full
are in the
narrative.
expeditions
Narrative.
too. So go on.
And what's kind of cool is it's all about there's like loads of musical instrument stuff going on all the time. So
Okay.
there's always music playing. There's a murder that
Unlike
rhymes
other games.
everything. Rhymes everything. when
you
he
got
talks
Chinny.
to
We
you.
got to stop. Let him go.
Okay, sorry.
Rhymes everything when he talks to you.
Oh.
Okay.
And there's just a cool aesthetic about it. It just sounds cool. So it sounds cool. It looks cool. It's really well made. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I bought it on the Switch in a sale, by the way. I don't know whether I said that or not. So basically, Nintendo were having a bit of a sale on the Switch, and I think it was like £2. It was barely anything. And I was like, I'll buy that for £2. It looks pretty cool.
I buy that for $2.
I'll buy that for $1.
Wow.
So it looked pretty cool, and I bought it, and it's all right actually. Like I say, it's really well characterized. The sort of enemies are all a bit like they all say stuff to you. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. It's kind of fun, so I quite like this. It's worth a buy. If it's still on offer on Switch, and it's a perfect game for a Switch, by the way. This is a great game to play on a little screen.
I could see this being good on a little screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, it's a lot of fun, and like I say, aesthetically, it looks really, really good. I keep getting mixed up.
Sorry, it just said found ice for your drink.
Yeah, because
the
basically
screen.
you're having a martini. So that's how the story starts. So it's like you're having
What?
a martini and it's warm. And he goes, I need some ice for my martini. So you go to the ice machine and there's no battery. So you have to go and get a battery. And then some
So I thought this had
nightmare-
something to do with the girl whose parents were dead in a car
it
crash.
is, but
But in
this
the
is
meantime, I need to get ice for my martini. I didn't think
Well,
martinis...
you're in the. This is a. I don't know who he is. He's just
All
in
right,
the brain.
fair enough.
But then someone steals the martini, this nightmare thing.
Oh, jeez.
And he's a bit like we need another princess because he keeps on, like every time you get close enough to fight him, he does a runner.
Yeah.
You know, so you never. I'm assuming he's the final boss, but you fight all these little minion bosses in between him.
Yeah.
You know, and that. But it's good. I'll definitely recommend Figment on the Switch. It's like say £2. You can't go wrong, really.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So there you go. The only other thing I have played this week is another game that I picked up cheap in the sale, which was £13, and that is the Phoenix Wright trilogy. So I picked that up on Switch as well for 13.
I don't know why, but when you said Phoenix Wright, then in my brain I heard Phoenix Knights.
Yeah.
And
What
I
did
was
I
like,
say last week? I said something else last week,
wow.
didn't I, as well?
Phoenix Knights made a game. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, that is amazing. Objection. So
Can you
yeah,
hear me
I
now?
played.
Yeah, go on.
I played one of these a long time ago and finished it on the DS. And again, this is the perfect game for a Switch. You know what I mean? It's
Are you sure you didn't finish it on the DL? Like you didn't want
No,
people
it was
to know
on a
about it?
DL.
Just
So
like,
it was on DS.
finish this
Objection. And yeah, I've done the first case, like the training case, if you will, where you have to save
Starring Denzel Washington.
Larry Butts, I think is his name.
Larry Butts.
Larry Butts, who has been accused of murdering his girlfriend. And you have to sort of defend him. And it just goes through the basic mechanics of cross-examining and looking at the evidence. And then you find a chink in the evidence and then you got to challenge them with it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you've played these games, haven't you, Chinny?
Yeah, a long time ago, when I first got a DS and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, mate. And then I played them, and then I was like, "Is this the fucking game?" Because I don't like it.
I thought you liked the Phoenix. Right?
I liked it for a little bit, and I was like, I got bored.
Because you have to. I mean, as you get further into the game, you have to.
One of the clues was like
investigate the scenes.
Her name is Maggie, but they spelt it differently when she wrote it in the ground. I'm like, oh my god, do I have to pay that much attention to this game?
Well, there's a little bit even in the trainee thing. There's a bit like where the clock's 3 hours slow, and you've got to provide evidence that it was 3 hours slow on the day of the murder. And obviously, you do that because her passport. She was in Paris, which is 9 hours behind where they were.
This is like the new version of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
9 hours behind, but that would mean there'd be a 3 hour time difference when she got back to where she lived, because it'd be 1 o'clock tomorrow in Paris when it was actually 5 o'clock in the time zone that they were in. So it was a little bit, and to be fair, I kept getting this is your evidence, because if you get it wrong, it's like this is it. I don't think so. So
I found it hard work and stressful.
Yeah,
sounds like Raymond Holt is in charge of the case.
Yeah, you've got to think outside the box. But yeah, I totally recommend, if you've never played a Phoenix Wright game, again, it's like £13 for the trilogy, so it's worth a buy. It is totally worth a buy. So there you go. That is it, really.
Cool.
That's it. I'm done. I'm finished. I've nothing else to say.
That's it, people. We're done with everything. Oh, wait, there's more things. All right, we got some news.
Yes, we got some news. Oh, something we gotta love.
Putting news first.
Let me just click on the link on the news section in the documents. Oh, wait, no one's put anything in there. Excellent.
You are going to love this, Duke. You're
all right, I'm ready. Hit me.
Excited. This week.
Go ahead. Hit me.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition came out.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
And have a perfect sound clip.
No one gives a shit.
Fuck me.
So, in Stanley Parable...
No, nobody wants to know what's in it. Nobody cares about the extra stuff.
Well,
moving on, next news item. No, nobody does.
You're not the law here, Duke.
Well, I can be the law if I want to be.
You're not the law.
I allow you to report whatever news you want.
You are not the law.
But I could stop it if I wanted.
Anyway, the Stanley Parable. No, only Chinny can do that by cutting me off. Anyway, the Stanley. Wow.
Right?
The Stanley Parable.
I could prevent you from doing the news if I wanted to.
In Stanley Parable styling.
Right? I could. I'm not going to, but I could. I just wanted to be clear. I could prevent you from
I can cut you both off if you don't behave yourselves.
That would achieve my goals.
Hey, it's not me doing that.
Go ahead, Stu. Go ahead.
So
because I love you, I'm going to let you do it.
being Stanley Parable, if you've played the game already, ask you at the beginning, have you played it the first time round? Or is this the first time you played
Is
it?
there
Okay.
unfortunately yes option?
No. So
Well, no, they know that you couldn't possibly answer that way if you're coming back for more. So
if you click yes, you have already played the game. It's a sequel to the first game as opposed to
is it though?
an ultra deluxe. So yeah. So there's a whole slew of new stuff that was never in the original game and is totally different.
Also pointless, annoying things that
So
serve
so
to
what
illustrate
they've
how you
done
don't really
is,
have a lot of
in
control. in a
Stanley
video
Parable
game.
fashion, they've called it like it's a remake with ultra deluxe edition, but in fact it's a sequel. But they didn't call it a sequel because it's a Stanley Parable. It has got the original game in it also, so if you've never played it, you do get to play through the original game too before you get the new stuff. But you know, it's pretty cool. I'm kind of down for that. I may actually buy this too.
How much new stuff?
A lot. Apparently, it's a whole other game. So it's not just like a rehash of the original stuff. They have built a whole new game as like a whole other sequel within it, because that's what they do. Crows. They know what they're doing with games. So yeah. So I may actually buy this. In other news now, Chinny.
Yes.
Have you heard of The Quarry? The Quarry, which is Supermassive's new horror game.
No.
So basically, it's from the guys who did Until Dawn. So this is kind of a spiritual successor to that.
Oh yeah, I think I might have heard a little bit about it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. I didn't want to keep bringing this up, but I had to look at. There's a website. I did a search for how much new stuff is in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition, and this website I found, which is very positive about it, by the way. It's so good, it's worth it. Yes, you should buy it. It says there's over an hour of new narrator monologues and absolute meta nonsense. A good amount of it that satirizes the very idea of expansion such as this, mentioning the new product by name and deriding its additions. You spend a significant amount of time listening to the narrator talk while in a closed room. Excellent. All you can do is press a button. So, just for the record, this website that enjoys it is letting you know you spend a significant amount of time in a closed room listening to the narrator. So, for the record. Sorry, go on. What were you talking about?
I think that's just awesome. I just love those.
More power to you. Not all of us like fun games, so if you don't, go ahead and play it.
Look, I remember when you played the demo for this.
Yes, because the demo is good.
And you were blown away. I remember.
Yeah, I was very excited.
You were.
And then they had to go and make it shit, and
I
I was not excited.
I think
Why don't we just move on? Why don't we just move on?
I think you're being a bit harsh.
Why don't you just move on? Or we can continue to debate about whether the Stanley Terrible is a good game or not, which it is not.
I think you're being a bit harsh. Anyway.
I don't know why you keep saying that. Is it because you want the last word? Like,
yes.
Am I supposed to just give up?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Well, what makes you think I don't want the last word?
I think you totally need to give up.
Maybe I want the last word.
So Supermassive Games, who did Until Dawn, like House of Ashes, all of those kind of
I never played
things.
Until Dawn.
Yeah, Little Hope. I don't know. They've done loads of stuff. Until Dawn was great, by the way. I think that's still the best game they've made. So the new game is kind of a bit of a spiritual successor to that.
Yeah.
So they've done that. So what they're saying is, right, and I know we should take these things with a massive pinch of salt, right, because they come up with all these quotes all of the time. But apparently the Quarry will have 186 different endings depending on how you interact.
The good thing about these games are that they actually live up to the
I mean, I've had some weird outcomes. I mean, when I played
people die,
Dawn,
that's the point of these games. Like, nobody will live or everybody will live. Yeah,
no one is safe.
That's the good thing about them. Like, they do what the what do you call them? Life is Strange games don't.
Yeah.
Is they kill them off.
Apparently, Will Biles, who's like one of the sort of game directors, said it was a mathematical nightmare.
Good.
Just working out what would happen if this NPC was killed off early on. If this NPC was killed later in the game.
That's why we want them.
Yeah. But I'm excited for this. I don't know about you, Chinny, but I like you didn't play Until Dawn.
No,
Great.
but like it's not that I don't want to. I suppose the good thing about these games is like they've a supermassive game sort of get it really, because if you're making a game where it's all narrative, the only thing really that a video game offers is that you can play it and you can have multiple versions of it, right? So they've nailed that. The other thing that they need to nail, which Life is Strange doesn't nail, is make it look very, very good, because there's fuck all else going on, right?
Yeah.
So just make it look good. Then the other thing is pick good actors. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And most of these actors are pretty
The
good.
actors in Life in Strange True Colours are
Fuck
good.
off.
Can I just say? They are good voice actors.
They're
It's
like
not terrible.
they're like, I don't know.
Have you heard it? Have you heard them?
Your mum.
Because they are
How about
good.
that? Right. So I haven't. No.
No, well, I think you should listen before you start
they're
judging.
kind of like your daytime TV kind of like
No, they're
Coronation
good.
Street,
Honestly, the
Coronation
actors-
Street, EastEnders.
The actors are really good.
These like was it Remy Malek was in one of these?
Oh yeah, they've had some massive
So
actors
like,
in
and
these games.
he's an Oscar winner now. So
Yeah.
shit the bed with that. You know,
Yeah, I've had some good voice
put
actors.
that in your slipper and wear it.
Put that in your fucking slipper. They had the girl out of Heroes.
Put that in your screw.
They had the girl out of Heroes and Until Dawn.
Well, I won't brag about that really, but you know,
But yeah, no, they've had some good actors in these games.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I mean, there's not many games coming out this year that I'm that bothered
There
about.
is fuck all coming out this
But
year.
this is one of the games I am a bit like
This
"Ooh."
that
I
bloody
absolutely-
Star game with Bethesda, whatever that's called.
Yeah, Bethesda's Starfield, is it?
Star
Woo, Starfield.
Star Track and
Star
Field.
shit.
Star Track and Field. I think you just mashed
Shitfield,
two
I think,
buttons
would be the
together.
way
I
to
have no
go.
idea.
Can we just ask you? I mean, Duke, are you excited for this Starfield?
Maybe, but Bethesda. I
space.
mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
hard
you're a
to know. It is in
Bethesda
space, that's
fanboy.
true. Yeah, I am a Bethesda fanboy, but I'm not a Bethesda fanboy about everything. Like Doom, I couldn't really care less about. You know what I mean? So Bethesda, their open world games, you know, especially their flagships, are great. Their MMOs, and a lot of their other games, like they don't really do it for me. So it depends, and I'm waiting to see what kind of game Starfield
It's a
becomes
flagship
because we don't know
game.
anything
It's
about
like
it.
it's like they're a new Fallout
That's
or
fine,
Skyrim.
but it depends on the mechanics. Like I don't know. I'll probably
It's going to
get
be.
it very
Let's
early.
be honest. They're going to have the same mechanics as every other Bethesda game.
Well,
so
no, but we don't know that because it might have VATS and it might not because they might be trying to do a.
I think there'll be a version of VATS just called something different. Is my
I will
prediction.
be happy with that. I like VATS a lot.
Cax.
Yeah.
You know.
Cax.
Yeah, exactly.
Cax. The only other game this year that I like the look of is Gotham Knights, which is
Yes.
the It's not quite the Batman team, but it's the people that made Batman Origins, which was pretty good. And Gotham Knights stars Robin, Batwoman, Dave, Bob. I don't know, but like 4 other people from the DC world, like Red Riding Hood. I don't know. I have no idea who they are. But yeah, I'll give that a go.
Okie dokie. Yeah, this week, due to the war in Ukraine, Stalker 2's website's been blocked in Russia. So they've kind of gone, yeah, not having any of that anymore.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's not. I don't suppose there's a lot more to say about that, but the Russian government has decided that that's a thing, and they're no longer able to sell their games in Russia either.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. So the studio's games aren't available to buy in Russia anymore. So there you go. It continues to be a thing, and it's sad and heartbreaking that this happens in our day and age, really, isn't it?
Crazy.
Fucking Putin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Sony's announced this week what games are going to be available on the new PS Plus thing.
Right.
Shit.
Okay.
There's going to be there's game trials. So that's
Are those like demos?
Yeah, so they're like you get a 2-hour demo of every game available.
Okay.
As being part of the sort of.
That's smart. I like that. I think that's a good idea.
And it's required. I think it's required for if you're a subscriber. It's required for every game. So, but Sony's handling it apparently. So it's not down to the actual developers. That Sony themselves are going to do it. So that should be kind of interesting. So these are the confirmed games so far.
All right, hit us. Let's hear
And this has caused a little bit of consternation amongst people because the confirmed games are Death Stranding so far.
Okay.
For premium subscribers, God of War.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Brilliant.
Okay, I've heard good things.
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Fantastic.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Sure, you know.
Okay.
Come over here.
And Returnal, which is a PS5 exclusive.
I've heard okay things about that.
Yeah, so that's what they've announced so far. A lot of people were pissed off about Returnal because they're like, I've just bought that.
I've just bought it.
I just bought it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So they have got quite a few decent exclusives.
Welcome to the life of a Game Pass subscriber.
Exactly.
Bought that.
I know, yeah. I don't buy anything anymore. Just
I'm scared.
On Game Pass.
I'm scared to.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't buy in fear.
So that's what they've announced so far, which is pretty good. I think that's fine. I think that's a decent handful of games. Not a lot else has come out though. So apart from that, and the fact that there's going to be game trials for most games available, which is pretty good, gotta say. So good on Sony, I guess. Although I still don't think it's up to Game Pass standard.
Well, I mean, the question is, if people are going to get into it.
Duke, I've got a mission for you, Duke, and I know you don't.
Okay, go on. Let me hear it. I'll decide if I'm going to take it or not.
I don't know whether this is still available. It might not even be available anymore. But there's an open beta for a game called Turbo Golf Racing.
Turbo Golf Racing,
which is basically, you've guessed it, it's basically Rocket League on a golf course.
Huh.
So it's
there is a game with that name on Steam.
Yeah. I think that you've got to ask for a request to be in the beta.
There's a play test, and you can request access.
Yeah, and when's it run till?
I don't know.
I think I'm almost sure it runs for a little bit. So that I think
I'll give it a shot. I'll try to get into the beta.
Give it a shot. See if you can get in. Apparently, they don't really give a shit. Apparently, as soon as you apply, you just go, "Yep, you can join."
Well, maybe it'll happen before the end of the show.
Maybe. But I thought that the person
I appreciate you thinking of
the Rocket League fan on the
Rocket
show.
League were a golf. Now here's the thing, though. You got to be careful, though, Stuart. You had to be very, very careful. All right, because there are other game modes in Rocket League, like the ice one, the ice hockey. There's a basketball one.
Drop shot.
Those are not fun for me.
They're not fun.
Enjoy those.
They're not fun.
I don't enjoy those. So it's possible that this will be Rocket League done as a golf game, and that I won't be into it, but I'll try it. We'll see.
Give it a go.
I'll give it a go.
Who knows?
Because it looks like you don't have to hit it up and over things. Like it sends it up when you get it in a general area. So we'll see.
Drop shot.
Yeah, I wasn't in a drop shot. I like classic Rocket League.
Classic. Just keep it simple. That's what Duke's motto is. Keep it simple.
So we'll see. I'm applying now for playtest access.
See if you can get in there. So that's kind of it for the news this week.
A thing popped up. Welcome to playtest.
Told you. They don't give a shit.
You think that's a bot, Duke, but it's just a guy on a PC waiting.
We got another one. Wait, press him on. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for the news this week. Now, sadly, there are no emails this week.
Oh, jeez!
I know. I'm so sorry. People just
attention, listeners. I hate you all.
They just didn't bother.
We don't hate you, listeners. We're just very disappointed in you.
Every week you don't email.
We kill a puppy.
Duke cries, and Chinny is just distraught.
We shoot puppies.
Every time you don't send. So I put a question in the Twitter, and I thought, let's see what people give us a question. Why don't you? Let's see if we got some questions. So we got some replies. Did we? We did. Yay. Are you ready for these?
What was the question?
Give us a question. Why don't you?
Oh, give us a question. I'm sorry. I thought we asked a question. My bad. Okay. Yes. Good.
Give us a question. Why don't you?
Yes. Hi.
That seemed like the thing.
Yep.
So the first one is off Kev Westerman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good old quick, Kev.
And he says, "Arcade club meetup?" Question mark.
I think we could do that soon, couldn't we? Because I
think
don't know
we
if you've read
need
the
to start
news,
thinking about it.
but
yeah, like COVID's gone.
COVID's gone. No one cares about that no more.
There's no COVID. What is
So,
COVID anymore?
Everybody's just shaking.
Well,
hands,
you see, I had to
licking
wait.
door handles.
Yeah, I tend to lick them.
I'm really sorry. I'll do it after this. Go ahead.
I lick door handles. I don't know about you, Chinny.
Yeah, that's how I open them, is with my tongue.
With my mouth. I just open stuff with my mouth.
Yeah.
I just go to be fair, I go up to random people in the supermarket and just lick their faces.
Yeah. I said,
do that.
excuse me, do you mind coughing in my mouth?
Yeah, cough all over me.
I don't know what the numbers are on the old COVID these days. I don't pay attention, but it's over. So we could do it. We could do a meetup. Yeah.
We could do. I mean, I'll be honest with you, right? Not that I don't think COVID's over, because obviously it is. But I've been waiting until, because I'm 50. Can I just mention I'm 50 in a week and a little bit?
Yeah.
50 in a week and a little bit now. And we're going away for that. So I don't want to jeopardize the week away from my 50th birthday. But pretty much after that, I'm fairly free to catch it now. So, it'd be fine. Be right.
Well, as long as you don't end up with long haul COVID, which sucks.
Well, I don't want that. Can I just say?
Okay.
I don't particularly want to catch it at all. If I'm being, I don't
Right.
need
Exactly
on the face.
Sure.
But,
So let's all continue to be very careful.
let's not encourage people to lick random people on the face.
Yeah, I wasn't actually doing that.
I don't know. When could we? Is there a EGX or something coming up?
Could we? EGX is actually on. That's on in October, as it normally is. It is.
I suppose people should write in and go, do you want to go to EGX, or do you want to just do a
think
random
arcade club's
club?
easier, because we don't have to fix to a specific date then, do we? We can sort of obviously work around people.
Yeah, whatever date you pick, you go, I can't make it that day. My nan's
No,
going to
but I
space."
mean, with EGX, you've got to set aside that particular weekend, whereas we can be a bit more flexible.
Why do you need to be there if your grand's going into space?
What?
Because it's my fucking grand. I
Yeah.
want to support.
But what are you
her,
going to be
dude.
doing? Staring at
Look
the
it up.
rocket as
Just
it
going.
takes off?
There she goes.
Yeah, there she goes.
I mean, fair enough. I didn't see the connection necessarily. I felt like you could see the ship from a distance as well as right up.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be like,
I've never had a grand go into space, so I don't know what it's about.
I'm here.
I think you're being a little bit generalization there, Duke.
Bloody hell! It's
You're
bloody.
just generalizing about grands going into space there.
No, I'm just
making
saying, like,
assumptions.
it's an exciting thing. I just don't know why I need to be there.
Yeah, but it's not. It's Chinny's gran. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I think we should move on
Thought
from
I
this
was a
topic because
hypothetical
I don't have a gran.
Hypothetical grands going into space.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
And if
what
I
were you
did,
saying?
I don't think she would go to space.
She might
Okay.
do. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll figure something out, because we have spoken about this already.
It's a
So
good question.
we will figure something out and let people know forthwith. There you go.
Next email is, when am I
Next.
doing my next ASMR podcast?
The next.
Are you like Jake
next.
on Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Next
That
question
strange voice.
is off Jay.
Jay.
So Jay,
You have to
and
read it like him.
And then hello. No, that's thing. I was doing hello, darlings, and I was doing thingy. Surface lizard. Hello,
Yeah.
darlings. No, I can't be bothered. Which of Duke's sound effects would you most want to rip out of his catalogue and toss?
Ooh.
Hello, darlings. Deepest,
That's a good question.
darkest part of the ocean?
Oh.
How about this? And in honor of the question, I will not play that sound effect when you say it.
Right.
So don't worry that you can't say it because I'm gonna start
I've
playing
got
it.
this.
I will
I've got
not.
the link. You can actually. There is a link to Duke's soundboard. I'll put it in the show notes
There is.
this week. But
There is.
If you want to
um,
play it for friends of yours, you just hop right on. It's all HTML. It's very easy to access.
Oh God.
I won't change my mind because I don't have to. Because I'm an American.
Not that one, because I picked that one. There's
Yeah, I
so
quite
many.
like that one.
You know what?
Yeah, no, do you know what? If I'm going to be totally honest, I think it's either Fuss Road Dar or the Rocket League goal noise. No, because
Yeah.
that means he's talking about those games on the
right,
show.
Yeah, but getting rid of the sound effect won't stop him talking about it.
No, true.
Yeah,
that is
really.
true.
I don't. You see, right.
There are some that I'm like, I really don't like that sound effect, but I can't think what it is.
No, I can't. I mean,
Oh.
the buzzer was pretty annoying when I was trying to
Yeah,
speak
Oh, yeah, well,
earlier.
that's
Terrible.
fine.
That's pretty annoying.
Fuck yourself.
I quite like that one.
Yeah, I like that
Well,
one.
yeah.
Short
I'm not
and
playing
sweet.
ones that I think people dislike.
Uh,
Because I can't imagine anyone disliking any of these.
I don't know. Play some of that you think we wouldn't like, Duke. See if we
All
can.
right, I'm
jog
pretty
our
sure
memory.
most people don't like this one.
Why do you always do this?
Why do you always not shut up?
I don't mind that one.
No, no.
Really? Because it hurts my ears, and I always
Yeah.
figure other people.
Yeah, I don't mind
that. I don't mind that one.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
That's fine.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that.
That's fine.
See, Duke's now trying to find one that with the noise.
Yeah, I don't play this one very often.
Hi, this is Bud Gundelach, and welcome again to my show, Something's Happening.
I like that one.
No, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not doing very well here, Duke, because once you
I
play it,
know,
I'm like,
right?
oh yeah, that's all right. Come on, find something that we'd hate. There must be something on your soundboard.
You really suck.
I would imagine Stu would not like that one because I play it a lot when I'm making fun of him and his, if he's not good at a game. But then again, I should have played that for my own self this week when I'm talking about these games I can't play.
Exactly.
I don't know who doesn't like any part of my soundboard. Everyone likes.
There's
my
one that sticks out to me.
That was a sound effect that like totally threw me then, that did. Oh my god.
See that I mean that one makes no sense, that sound effect, because that people listening don't even know that was a sound effect.
Right.
That was me talking about a sound effect. I hate it when you
Yeah.
a couple of times you've not been on the show and then he'll play
Yeah.
a clip of you and I'm like, he's not even here. What is
So
going
that-
on?
So
It's
any
very
sound effect.
strange what Eric picks like as a sound effect.
So if I could delete sound effects, it's the ones where we're in them, where it sounds like
Yeah,
we're talking.
they
They're the
sound like
worst.
weird.
I love
Because that confuses, not because it
Yeah.
annoys
it's
me.
confusing as
That
hell.
confuses the listener.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking of the people, but the one that
Confuses the hell out of everyone.
confusing as hell.
confuses. Stop the it.
Oh my god.
That was the YouTube stream. I'm sorry. I won't do that anymore.
So
yes. Okay.
the
Good.
one that
I mean, you
bothers-
said for me to annoy you, so.
the one that bothers me the most, I think that I just can't think there's any more. There's got to be some more, but this one is "We Want Chili Willy" is the one that I really don't like.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
Simpsons. Whoops.
We
I said I wasn't
want
gonna. I'm
you.
sorry. I said I wouldn't play it. My bad.
So like that one,
Huh.
I'm just like, why is he playing?
Why
it?
does that one bother you?
Because I just
That
I
makes
don't know. 'Cause I don't know. It's just like,
Bothers you.
why
Sometimes
is he
things just
saying
bother
it?
you.
I don't know why. It's just weird.
Well, it's people. It's about the fans are getting restless. Like we're ready for the show to start.
That doesn't come through. I don't think. But
No, I mean
Is
only
that
if you
what
know
that
The
is?
Simpsons. Yeah.
yeah, that's what that means. The other one, I think,
Because they're waiting for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Barney is so
I
drunk
see.
that he doesn't know who he's waiting for.
I think, like the Stummies one, I get it, but I think most people just listen to that sound effect and go.
Well, again, if you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody knows that.
But this is 90% of my life, Chinny. How do you think I deal with the classroom every day? Oh, man. Okay, so I gave the students a journal topic. Write about your names. What's your first name, middle name, last name? Where do your names come from? What nicknames have you endured over the years? Blah, blah, blah. I should read out some stuff about my name, and then I'm like, I would change my name to Max Power. And then, of course, I have to show them the clip because nobody knows The Simpsons anymore. But then I go, and then there's Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. And I keep hoping there will be a student who will appreciate that. There is a student, by the way, I should say, since we're on this topic now, suddenly. A student noticed something in my email that I've been doing for 10 years, and no one has mentioned. In 10 years?
Wait a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Can I
That
just check?
student,
First?
I was like, yes, the student.
Just a minute. Can I just check first? Have you been putting this purposefully in the email?
Yes.
In the
yes.
hopes that someone would notice?
Yes.
For
yes.
10 years.
10 years.
Holy
and
shit.
Finally, and I'm not just to students. It's every private email I sent, every email I sent to
Wow.
administrators.
Do you send it me? Have I had these?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, maybe sometimes. Let's
Just a
see.
minute, I'm
if
going
I've
to look
sent
at
one.
just a minute. I'm just going to look at
But
the
most
last
of the
show
time, I
email
don't
you
sign it
sent
the
me.
same way. Let me look at sent to Stuart Fowler.
Oh,
Okay,
what,
let's-
the he-him thing?
No.
Polymath?
No, see, because most of the time I sign it a different way.
All right, I haven't
So-
seen that before, I must admit, because I never really looked that closely.
Oh, no, well, I do that. Nah, but most of the time, yeah, it's not.
You've not sent me one with this in?
I don't think certainly not
explain,
lately.
what is it? Just explain.
Yeah, well,
No.
send it. No,
Then
send me an
everyone will
email.
know.
Send me an email
No.
with it in, and whilst we're doing this, I'll see if I can figure out what it is.
All right.
Yeah, send me an email
Maybe.
now. Send
Maybe.
Chinny and I an email now with it in.
Okay, how about this? Well, here, I'll just forward this one again because I sent you one in 2018 that had it.
Oh my god. Okay. 2018.
What?
Copy Chinny in, and then we'll both have a go.
Stuart Fowler. Okay.
Yeah, that
That's
is me.
so weird. My son has been struggling in high school recently. I'm doing some mindfulness work with him. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna forward this back to Stu
Okay.
and Chinny. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm sending that, and you can
Send
take
it
a look
now.
at it.
We'll
and
figure
see
this
if
shit
you
out.
recognize. Yeah.
We'll figure this shit out. Whilst that is happening, going back to the sound bites, Jay said for him, it's the birthday one, including shaking up hard and choking policemen with underwear. Which
Skank it up hard. You got to be careful. She's not saying shake it up hard. She's saying skank it up hard.
I didn't notice her choking a policeman with underwear, though. Did I miss this?
Yeah. Choke a cop with your panties. It's from 30 Rock. It's someone trying to be truly horrible, Jenna Maroney, and I love that song, but I know that not everybody else does. So fair enough. James Bevan said, "I'd like a story behind every sound effect." You don't want that. I could tell a story behind most of these, and but I'm not going to bother. Maybe someday I'll do a Sincast where I just go through every single one of them and tell the story behind it.
Yeah, the Stummies one. I think. Didn't I get you to use the? I don't know if you downloaded it on the soundboard, but you know when Flanders says, "But she's got a new hat,"
Yes.
which is the same.
It's not Flanders. Oh, come on.
I don't know Flanders,
dude.
sorry, Smithers, but like
She's got a new hat.
so that's the same joke, but that
Yeah.
one reads better. I think.
Well, sure. It's more accessible to people who haven't seen the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
But I don't care about that. I
See,
want
I
to see
do.
who's cool. I want to see who's cool enough to get this stuff without me.
No, I don't.
There's like 10 things in Nimbus X like that. Nobody said anything about
See,
any
the
of
thing
them.
is,
And I'm like, okay.
I have to make sure that people like me. So I need to say things
Well,
that
I only
will
want the
make
cool
them
people
laugh.
like me. So, and when I say cool people, I mean the people who have seen the Kids in the Hall movie from 20 years ago.
I'm looking at the email. I see nothing here,
Fucking
dude. I don't get it. So
That's okay. A lot of people don't. I mean, like I said, 10 years, nobody's gotten it.
Yeah,
and I hope you don't think I'm going to tell you.
no.
It's nothing to do with this.
But I hope you don't think that I'm going to lose sleep over it either.
Well, of course not. Stu's the one who wanted to know.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with this letter to a young male feminist thing, then.
What?
Well, that's what that links to, that weird thing you put in there. That the true human ideal is to figure those who are foolish and help those who are evil.
No, that's in the
That's
body of
Bonke.
the email.
What,
He's talking
what does that have to do with...
the
No, when
signature.
I googled that, it came up with your didactic synapse thing. Letter to
Okay.
a young male feminist.
Wait a minute. When you Google the quote, the true human ideal is...
Yeah, that's what came up in Google.
Okay, well, I don't know why it's bringing you to that, but Bankei Yotaku is a Zen monk from the 17th century Japan. So that has nothing to do with... I mean, I must have quoted it.
It's a second thing now.
Okay, that's fine. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with that.
No.
I can't... Listen a minute, though. Is it in the body of the email or just in the way you've
Yes.
signed it off? It's in the body. Let me have a look.
I mean, it's not a long email.
No, that's why I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is.
Well, this is great
you
radio.
and your son. Oh, that's the original.
I'm responding to something you got
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah.
I feel
Sorry.
Right.
Oh my god.
All right. So anyway, while
Stu
Stu is reading my email very
I'm trying to
closely,
read
I'm going
the
to talk about an email that I got.
Whoa, that ruled.
So that sound clip, by the way, is from Strongbad on homestarrunner.com. Again, if people are cool, they know.
See, but
If you
that
don't,
works
then that's
without
okay.
knowing where it's from.
Yeah, it does, but it's even cooler if you know. If you go to homestarrunner.com,
Yeah, I know.
you can watch 300 plus Strongbad emails.
I suppose
and they're
I
all
like
great.
the sound clips where they work both ways. So like
Yeah,
that
that's fair.
works just
It
because
just sounds cool
it
by
just
itself,
sounds
yeah.
cool and it introduces the emails. But if you
Right.
know where it's from, you're like, oh, I know where that's from.
Yeah. Oh no, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. So last week, Stu was talking about this VR game he played called David, and he didn't know, and I didn't know, and there was nothing on the website about why it's called David. So
Yeah, there
I
you
emailed the guy who
That's
made
right,
the game.
because I said maybe the janitor's called David.
Yeah, I said, hey, why is the game called David? Thanks. And then he wrote, first, it's the name of the ship. So I guess they don't explain that in the game, but
Well, maybe I
that's the
just didn't
case.
notice. That's probably my fault for not
Maybe,
being very.
And then second, it
Shit.
says, you're the last small ship against a huge fleet of enemies. It's a reference to David and Goliath. Spoiler, the last end boss is called the Goliath Space Station. Heyo! So this person is obviously a huge religious Christian fundamentalist trying to proselytize through the game.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
But no, again, look, see? You don't know if you're like, what's David and Goliath? It's okay. But it's a reference to something. It's a little Easter. It's a little hidden little meaning. Not really little. It's the most obvious thing when people think of David, but
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so what's next?
We got some more questions. More questions, people.
Woo, more questions.
More
We don't have a jingle
questions.
for questions.
Yes, Old Peculiar.
Oh, yeah.
He says, any of you guys ditching the Switch for a Steam Deck? Well, that'd be me.
No.
Eventually.
Because the question is, any of you ditching the most recent new thing for new thing? That's going to be Stu every time.
I think you're being a bit cynical. That is cynical.
Every time.
That is cynical.
Watch,
but yes.
watch when Microsoft comes out with the bill deck. And Stu will be
Excuse
like,
me,
"Ooh, the bill deck."
excuse me, Mr. Scarf. Right?
It'll be the X deck. Ooh, I'm gonna get X deck.
Have I got a PS5? No, I haven't.
When's the X deck coming
true,
out?
you don't.
I don't.
2 years.
Sounds pretty good.
Have I got an
You
Xbox
pre-order it.
Series X? No, I don't.
No, but okay, fair enough. But most handheld doodads gaming.
Have you got a
related use
beard?
that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I have.
Did you get a 3DS?
No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. Don't lie to me, you liar.
Pillows come up with something. Is this the thing, Duke?
What are you talking about?
Pillow says, does Duke write all his emails as haikus?
No.
No, that would be really impractical.
That's a good.
For a
guess,
while,
though.
I
That
did
is
only
the sort
tweet
of-
haikus.
That's the sort of weird thing you would do. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, that's fair because I have done that on Twitter from time to time. But you would instantly recognize that because it's 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines. I would instantly recognize. Maybe I shouldn't say everyone would. Not everyone's a nerd like me.
Not everyone's a nerd, and I can't call
What's
anyone a
the,
nerd because I played Gloomhaven.
What's the next question?
Right. Okay.
Did we
next
answer the last question?
Yeah, but it's just me.
Yeah.
Oh
Stu's
yeah,
gonna get
no,
the
I don't care
next
about.
thing.
I'm
the
switching my Switch for a Steam Deck.
No, sorry, no.
Speaking
don't
of
care.
sound,
I'm actually not
plates,
switching because I'm keeping the Switch. Anyway, the final one is
Next question.
Nice.
nice. The next one is of Antonio.
See, that
friend
sound
of the
clip
show.
was from a viral video of a African politician who done some sort of scandal or something. I don't know. And they interview her, and
Scandalous.
they
Didn't
say,
want to talk about it.
"Hey, can you answer the
Hey-o.
question?" And she's like, "Well, next question," and then walks off.
Antonio, who is standing for Chinny and I, he's done lots of standings on our show.
Chris Temple says
Great
hi.
guy. We
Hi.
love Antonio. Anyway, his question is this: what's the best game for couples, especially when the lady is a more casual gamer?
I think It Takes Two would be good.
It Takes Two, defo. I think that goes without
I think
saying.
the Lego games are pretty good.
Lego game, Lara Croft,
Duchess
the
and I had
Lara
some fun
Croft
with Lego
games,
games.
the Legend of Osiris
We
or whatever
tried
it is.
one of those.
Temple
She
of
wasn't into
Osiris,
that on
And then I
my
think
end.
he just rounded off with a bit of Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
You know what? One of the best gaming experiences I ever had with the Duchess was Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Oh yeah.
This was on the PS2, I think. And it just something about it. It was like, you know, there wasn't a lot to try to figure out. It was isometric, so the Duchess doesn't really like stuff that's too sort of complicated, like when there's too many mechanics to keep track of. She's like, ah. So Gauntlet Dark Legacy, as I recall, was just like you have a person, you get to choose whether it's the ranger or the wizard or whatever. and then you just run around and kill things, and we really had fun with it. It was a blast. So
can I just say, I've thought of one that's not really billed as a multiplayer game, but I think would be absolutely perfect for a non-gamer.
Go on.
Her Story.
No.
Why?
I mean, maybe.
Why wouldn't that be? You sit together, you work it out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It might. I don't know. The Duchess and I did a little bit of Myst together.
You see, I feel Her Story would work perfectly because it'd be like, try
well,
typing this in. Oh, yeah, I'll try typing that in.
And maybe it's my personality. Mine is the type of personality that a game like that, I want to figure it out on my own. Go away, leave me alone.
I think if you've got to, it's got to be someone who can handle first-person controls.
Yeah, that's why Her Story would be perfect.
I think Portal 2 is like a great game because you've got time to work out the first-person controls. You're not like there's 14 enemies in front of you.
I don't know. I think Portal 2's.
Well, I don't know. Like, it depends on how savvy they are on first-person controls.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a personal preference. Some people really get into that.
I remember giving my brother-in-law a controller for the first time with a first-person game, and he literally looking at the floor, looking at the ceiling, looking at the floor, looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, because the first time you do it, it's confusing.
You know what? Stop fanning around and give them Gears of War.
No, yeah.
Right.
What the fuck is matter with you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just
Super
think
Meat
Her
Boy, there's a
Story,
good
It
game to
Takes
play
Two are fairly easy to get along with.
It Takes Two is like the game, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And the other one, what was the other one? The Prison Break.
No Way
thing.
Out. Or
No Way Out.
This
That's
Way
pretty
Out.
good.
Or
although that could cause a lot of
Way Out.
rifts. Yeah, A Way Out, wasn't it? Yeah, it caused a lot of rifts because Millie was mightily upset when we played that game together.
Well,
so yeah, you just yeah. So you got to be a little bit careful how that goes. So yeah, but it's good, great game.
It's not as clean as like and as fun as
It Takes Two is very light-hearted.
It Takes Two is just like those mini games in It Takes Two. You could just be on them for like
you have hours.
Honestly, and the other one is like is Street Fighter, and I know people might think, oh, like that's really hard.
What?
But
it ended a friendship for me in high school. Just for the record.
What about Mortal Kombat?
But Street Fighter, right? our family loves Street Fighter, right? Tara's mom plays it, and she has no idea what's going on. She just hits the buttons and hopes for the best. And
you know what
she
was
wins.
good for that? Soul Blade was the one for that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we used to love Soul Blade because even Street Fighter, there's combos, and so you're what, Tara's mother and a kid who doesn't really know the combos, they can have a fun match. But if you have somebody who knows the combos, they're gonna destroy someone who's just pushing buttons.
Destroy you.
Whereas with Soul Blade, everybody had the same chance because the whole game was just pushing buttons.
Yeah.
So I wish we could have a good fighting game like that. Maybe one of the Soul Calibers is like that now. But
by the way, I've just thought of another great game for someone who's a bit more casual. Bomberman.
Yeah.
Bomberman is such.
Great.
Everyone can get Bomberman. It's so easy to understand.
Bomberman.
There's like one button, and you just move.
I love Bomberman so much.
Bomberman is just flipping brilliant.
I've got so many great memories of playing Bomberman with my dad and brother, and we just played it for hours.
Bomberman is great. This year, by the way, for my 50th birthday, I'm getting a new projector for the garden, so a really good one.
Yeah. Like
so
Minecraft
I'm gonna
or Valheim. Those could be good options.
Minecraft is pretty good. Minecraft's a pretty good shout. Valheim, I'm not so sure about that really. But Minecraft, I think it's a good shout. So I'm going to get the Raspberry Pi out in the garden and play some Bomberman on the big screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that should be good fun.
Sitting on your dick.
I'm sitting on my giant dick playing some Bomberman. So we'll get the Bomberman out. It's going to be good.
All right, next question.
Oh, Unravel 2, Hardly Dan says. That is a good shout, by the way.
Yeah, maybe.
Unravel 2 is great fun. So, good shout, Dan. We're liking
next
that.
question.
That's it. That's all the questions. That was pretty good, though.
That was pretty good. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who replied. And all those who didn't, get over yourselves. Get over yourselves.
Yeah. Any speak pipes?
No.
Ah, jeez.
We need
people.
like,
You can easily email us.
Yeah.
podcast@veterangamers.co.uk. You can tweet questions at us at
Yeah.
veterangamersuk, or you can send us a speak pipe, which is really easy to find. If you go to veterangamers.co.uk,
It's not difficult,
website,
is it? It's not difficult.
You can drop us a speak pipe. We love
can
hearing
do
your
it.
voices.
Oh.
Your lovely melodious voices.
We're just angry at you, listeners, because you don't interact enough.
Well, you know, we love the fact we love what
We
we
love
do.
you. We love you.
Yeah,
but
we
you're not
want more of it,
interacting.
please. We just be in touch.
Love you.
Yeah.
Chinny, what's the score? What's snooker score at the moment?
Oh, it's stopped a while ago. It's 11-5.
Oh, it's not looking good for Judd Trump, is
I
it?
think it's 11-5. Hold on.
Well, that's what he gets for having the last name Trump.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it must be
it's
something to do with
12-5.
his surname.
12-5.
Oh, that's not looking good at all, is
What do
it?
they play to?
18.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Still
looking
technically
good.
possible.
Of course.
It is.
not,
He's
like-
going to have to get his finger
So
out, though, isn't he?
they continue at 1
Yeah.
o'clock tomorrow, and then if Ronnie hasn't finished it by then, it will continue at 7 o'clock tomorrow.
I don't think it'll happen. I think
But
he'll
like,
finish it in the
like in
next session.
2020 when Ronnie won, it was like 17 something, and like he played in the evening. He only had to play one frame, and then he won.
Yeah, he came out for one frame, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just won it. So I feel like something like that will happen again.
And you know what though, Judd Trump is a really good player. I think
He's brilliant.
I think he's been overawed by
He's
the
bottled it. He's bottled it.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
you
he
should
has.
see the shots that
I
he
think-
missed tonight. Like he just bottled
I know.
it.
I saw some of them.
Bottled it.
I feel like he's been overwhelmed by the occasion.
A lot
almost.
of what they Duke, but a lot of what they say in this tournament, because it's the longest tournament, so it's 17 days this tournament, and I think when you get this far, it just gets so exhausting, like to do it.
It's mentally as well. Isn't
like
it? It's
mentally,
mental.
just because Mark Williams was playing brilliant, and then he flopped it, because he was like 7-1 down, and he came back 16-16. So yeah, I think it's just exhausting. Like Higgins, he was exhausted, but Ronnie's like a weird character because he talks about he's got this. I think he's rented this apartment, and him and his mate, and they've hired a chef, and they just relax and just like fucking chill out and go for runs, and then he just plays snooker around that. So he's like mega chilled out. So that's why he's probably so relaxed. Whereas everybody else just shits him, I think. So Ronnie's the man.
Ronnie's been there a lot of times though, hasn't he? He knows what's what.
He knows what's going on. Yeah,
he does. He does. Anyway,
and only 2 people in the world, if he wins it this year, has won it 7 times. So then he'll want to win it again to break the Hendry records.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
That's what he's after. But I think if I was him or close to him, I'd be like, if I was you, I wouldn't do it 8 times. I'd do it 10 times because
10 times
because no one's gonna do that.
Yeah. Just make sure no one can catch
Just
it.
really make sure that no one's gonna do it. So yeah, just try and win it 10 times.
There's always someone. There's always someone, Chinny.
Yeah, indeed you do.
Oh, by the way, SLH said in the chat when we were doing the section before that she misses Surface Lizard. We all miss Surface Lizard. We have no and this sounds awful. We've no idea what happened to him. You know, it's like
hello,
you know,
darlings.
we had Quamrian. He kind of disappeared.
It's true.
We have obviously Surface Lizard, and he kind of disappeared.
Well, you know.
And I'm
I feel
hoping,
like
right?
people go, you know.
We're like
I'm hoping
we're like a cafe, right? We're always here. People come in, regulars. They have their thing, and then some people just come in for a little bit, and then they go, and we never see them again. But we're here
I
for
do
them.
hope.
Well, hope they come
we're
back,
here.
and if
Yeah,
not,
I do
that's
hope we
fine.
hear from Derek again in the future at some point.
We're like a gaming cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird
Love
when
to see
people
ya.
just disappear with no, you know what I mean, just disappear completely.
Should we rename the whole show Game Diner?
Game Diner? I like that.
Game Diner. Welcome to
Game
the
Diner. I mean, it's like years ago.
We should rename it to the Game
on
Diner.
Xbox. On Xbox, I had a friend who I used to talk to all the time. You know, he was on Xbox every night, pretty much.
Was he imaginary?
No,
He lived in
no. it was
Canada.
just- I can't remember what his name was now because it's that long ago.
Fraser Moore.
But we used to chat every night, and he was always on, and we used to play like Gears of War together and all sorts of stuff, like all the time. And then one night he just wasn't on, right? And he was never on again.
And it turns out he's been dead for 20 years.
Well, part of me wonders if that's what happened because it was so sudden. He just almost like his gamer tag was still there. It wasn't like he was you know, he deleted me or anything. He just disappeared And I messaged him. I'm like, "You all right? Is everything okay? I've not heard from you for a bit." And he was never online again. And part of me always thinks that something awful must have happened to him, that he must have died or something, because it was just so sudden.
Or like the simpler, more logical solution is you just stop playing Xbox. Or...
No, because he was a proper like you do. You're on Rocket League all the time. He was on Gears of War every night. You know,
he's
like,
on Gears of War now, is he?
Well, no, because he just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Susan in the chat says, "Gang You Crimes," who wrote the theme song.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sang
never
the
heard of
theme
him
song.
for it. You go to his wedding?
I went to his stag.
You went to his stag, though. I knew
Yeah.
you'd done something.
I went to his stag. It was a good. Me and John. It was good. It was a good laugh.
But yeah, we've not heard of him for a while.
Andrew, no, because I bumped into him really randomly once because he worked for the council or something, and I was in Telford and he was there, and I was like, hey, you know, that was really strange. I remember playing Gears of War 3 with him on New Year's Eve one year.
Yeah. See, I love stuff like that. They're great. It's great.
But
isn't
like,
it,
you
when
know,
think
I
back?
don't know. Like he had a kid, and you know, I think that's like I don't know. It's just maybe he just doesn't. Because I mean, when you look at it, I don't play games that much now. So the only thing keeping
don't
me
say.
playing games is this bloody podcast. I think
It's
it was.
Otherwise, he'd just be playing snooker.
I don't think
24/7.
I'd play games that much if it wasn't for this podcast, really. So
Is that true? I didn't realize that was a thing.
probably. After, you know, not that I'd like never play games again, or I'm sick of games and I'm done. I just think at the moment, I don't. And I've said this before. Like,
Well, to be fair,
recently.
you aren't playing that many games.
No, but at the moment, there
Even with
aren't-
the show, you're not
Yeah,
playing.
even with the show, you're barely playing games.
no,
let's
but
be
at the
honest.
moment, there aren't many games coming out that really like
Yeah, that are piquing your interest.
that are really,
sort of
you know.
thing.
I was
Yeah.
really interested in Dying Light 2, and I've still not really.
Not played it. You've not played it.
I
have
know,
you?
but like I wasn't that interested in it. You
I
know,
was kind of interested.
but like for example,
Interested.
GTA 6 got announced.
Hey.
Hey.
Red Dead 3 got on. Bam.
Whoa.
You know, if there was a new God of War, if there was, you know,
Well,
I know
there's a
there's-
new God of War
I know
coming
there is.
out.
I know. But like, if that was like next week, God of War, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm on that shit.
right, we're on it. New Spider-Man,
Right.
fine. So
But Chinny, Rocket League golf, man.
yeah,
Rocket
you know
League
what I mean?
golf,
It's,
that's
like,
the future.
it's a mix between. Hey,
You used
look
to
at
play
this-
Rocket League too. Like, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, I was obsessed
be
with Rocket
cool.
League at one point.
Yeah,
Like
you were.
I because it was only on the PlayStation, and I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, and I was desperate to play Rocket League.
Desperado, you were.
And when it came to Steam, I was like, fucking finally. So
It's happened to me.
I mean, it's unheard. It's unthinkable now that Rocket League wasn't even available on Steam. Do you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But that's how small of a game it was. And you know, and then PUBG, I was like mad on PUBG and yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just the games that come out at the moment don't really appeal to me that much. So therefore, I'm not that into it. But you know, that's why I've been playing fucking Mass Effect, which is like, you know, 15 years old or whatever it is. And yeah, I know Elden Ring's really good. Pillow in the chat, but I've never been tempted because I know what it takes to play those kind of games, like the Soul games and stuff. I know what's ahead of me. I know how difficult it is. So it's almost like A, I've been there before, and B, like, do I want to go through the challenge of beating one of those games? I don't know. I just maybe one day I'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. But at the moment, I'm just like, nah, just give me
Fuck
something
it, just do it, Chinny.
Just
Fuck
give me
it, do
something
it.
easy. Just give me
do it, just
fucking
do it.
Mass
Fuck
Effect.
it,
I
do
can run through that shit. That's no problem. So. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It is a weird thing, isn't it? People come and go, don't they? And like we were just saying. But yeah, I genuinely believe, as awful as it is, but I genuinely believe that guy died.
Why?
Because I couldn't think of another explanation that made any sense at the time. Because he was on every night. It wasn't like he was this person who came and, you know, came on every now and again. He never came on
Was
again.
he
I never
married?
deleted. No, he wasn't that old. He was about 18.
Maybe
He
he
was
met
about 18, 19.
the woman of his dreams.
No, there was definitely
Maybe he
something
spontaneously combusted.
Maybe he did. But I generally, as awful as it is,
I like how
genuinely
that's
think
more
he
plausible
died.
than getting married. Like, nah, he didn't get
genuinely,
married.
because I
Maybe he
can't-
burst into flames.
Maybe he moved
Yeah,
over
maybe.
to
Which is awful.
PlayStation.
And I never ever
Yeah.
took him off my
Could be.
friends list, and he never ever came online
He's
again.
gonna come back someday. We're
No,
gonna
I
be
just thought
friends again.
it was kind of almost a bit of a tribute to him because I genuinely think something horrible happened to him.
I hope not.
I don't know why I'm laughing because it's not
like,
funny.
I
Yeah,
don't
really.
know.
You have no heart.
Tara does this if I don't text her like for
No, but
for-
she doesn't think you're dead.
She does. Do you know what I mean? Like if I don't text her for like 3-4 hours, she's like, "You must be dead." Right. Whereas
You see,
if like
I
a
don't
guy,
get all that, right?
like I don't hear from Marsh for like a month, and I'm like,
No.
he must be fine.
You
You know,
see,
because I haven't heard from him.
now I'm not having a go at Tara Chinny here, but I do think it's a bit weird. These girls who were and lads, I'm not just saying it's just girls who do this, and lads who were obsessed with the boyfriend's stroke, girlfriend stroke, wife stroke, husband, texting them all the time. Like I don't see Kay in the morning because I get up before she, and I don't speak to her unless something's happened at work or I have something to tell her. I don't text her, until I don't speak to her until I get back home again.
Well, look, I just
See,
think,
we started in the middle of the day. Duchess and I started sending messages like, "Hope you're having a good day," little heart emotion or something, like just a little touch base type thing. It's nice to make contact halfway through the day, I think.
Yeah. But
I
like,
don't get it.
It's but like if I don't reply or look
Yeah,
at it, it's like
that's
I'm
a
dead.
little bit obsessive, just to say.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
You're dead.
And I've said to
I
her,
don't
look,
get it.
Know that you're
I don't
okay.
get it.
'Cause things can happen.
sometimes
It's
I
like
just
someone I
don't
work
like
with.
you.
Someone I work with, right, spends the whole dinner hour talking to the partner while they're having
Oh
the
my
dinner
God.
on the
The
phone.
worst is the people that
And I'm
work.
like, why you saw him this morning?
The worst
what
is
they gonna
the-
tell you?
the
What
ones
did he
that
say?
work with their partners. Like I don't know
I
how.
don't know how you do that.
That's
I would-
ridiculous. Because what do you talk about?
Well, what did he say
right.
in the bloody dinner time that he didn't say in the morning when they
Yeah.
saw him?
Took a
I
shit.
don't
Well, but I
get
mean,
it.
things can happen during the day. But
Yeah.
Chinny, I agree with Chinny that like
I
what
see
we
it's
talk
getting
about
weird.
after work, the Duchess and I come home and we're like, "So how was your day? How was your day?" But if you're working with them, you know how their day was.
Yeah.
You were right there.
How was your day? I don't know. The same as it was when you were with me.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, we need to do
Anyway.
some shout outs and get the
Yeah.
hell out of here.
Yeah.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
That's from Stephen Colbert.
And it's been
Well, I'm
edited.
going to start. I'm going to
It has been edited.
start. Fuck you two.
Because originally it
I'm
says it's time
starting.
for a Colbert shout out, but you cut that out and it works for us. Go ahead, Stu. Shout out.
So I'm going to shout out all the people who gave me some support on the Mixcloud this week. My classic trance mixes have been doing well. I've had some like over 40 listens on 2 of them.
Woo!
So I'm done pretty well. The last one, not so much. That's still doing all right. It's 19. It's 19, not quite as good. But I am considering mashing these all together into one giant mix of 3 hours. So that may
Yeah.
or may not happen. And this week's mix, just for anyone who's interested, I'm going to do a bit of a Cafe Del Mar down tempo, lyric sort of, sun coming up in the morning kind of mix.
Yeah, perfect for Ibiza.
That is what I'm doing this week. Yeah, kind of Ibiza
That's
sort
true.
of
You're
Cafe
hanging
Del
out in
Mar,
Ibiza.
sun coming up,
Yeah.
cool, chilled out kind of vibes. Maybe some stuff I've not played before. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this week. So get excited, people. It's going to be a good mix. And that's it for me. So over to you, Duke.
Yeah, I will shout out everybody who's been showing love to everyone who voted in my polls. I did a poll, which was I just decided to start randomly doing polls on Twitter, one a day. So follow me at Duke Scath if you haven't already done so. So yesterday it was scrambled eggs or fried eggs.
Nah, scrambled.
Stu, Chinny?
Scrambled.
Scrambled. For Stu?
Scrambled. So I'll go
Scrambled. Okay.
You know why? Because runny yolks make me vomit.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Today's random poll is sunrise or sunset. Now, scrambled eggs won by a pretty significant margin last time, I think. Today, this is neck and neck all day long. It's been bouncing back and forth between sunrise or sunset. So, Stu, Chinny, sunrise, sunset?
Sunrise, if you're up early enough.
Okay. Well, you'd have to be.
I don't think I've seen the sunrise since 2008, so I'll
Wow.
go with sunset.
Okay. Well,
and by
right
the way,
now,
by the way, SLH just corrected me. It's sunset at Cafe Del Mar, not sunrise.
Okay.
I thought that's where you went when you'd finished partying all
Well,
night.
that's the thing. I always think of it as like, They came in peace for all mankind. You play it at 6 a.m. when you watch the sunrise.
Yeah, exactly. When you watch the
Sunrise is
but I'm
currently
guessing it
winning with
don't rise that way.
51.9% of the vote. Sunset has 48.1%, 27 votes. There's 3 hours left in the poll, so go and put your opinion down. Yeah. And, everybody shows me love on Twitter. Antonio and Tim Kelly and some other people are playing Framed. That's fun to catch up with them and see how they do on today's Framed. For those who don't know, it show you screenshots of movies and you guess which one. Yeah, today was a movie I haven't seen, so I didn't care. SLH, I gave some recommendations about hip-hop to coincide with certain music genres that she likes. Richard Natras is playing that with us.
Oh, and by the way, that reminded me, and you like this, Duke. I got Introducing by DJ Shadow on vinyl this week.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The 25th anniversary half-speed remaster, whatever that means.
It's the money.
It's the money, but it's good. It's what an album that is. I'd
forgotten
how great it was, actually, to listen to it again.
There's a track called Why Hip Hop Sucks in whatever year it was, and it just says, it's the money.
Yeah.
Everybody who listens to the show, thank you. Chris Temple and James Bevan and SLH and Fraser and Soul Brother and Ian Williams. We love you. Send in stuff, emails, speak pipes. Chinny, you're up.
Shout out to Alan Partridge.
Oh, okay.
I went to see Alan Partridge this week.
I was going to say it's a bit random.
No, I went to see him live.
Well, all right. And was it a good show?
It was very good. Very, very, very good. Shout out to Cambridge. I went there this week.
The University of Cambridge?
You notice how I didn't drag these mundane parts of my life into the story time, Stu?
Well, what's the funny in that?
Opportunity, Chinny. You
what's the
for
funny
20
in
minutes
that?
What I'll say about Cambridge is everybody on fucking scooters and bikes for some reason.
Well, that's Cambridge for you.
Get over yourself, Cambridge. I was in the pub. Duke, you'll be interested in this. Was
in a pub?
I was filming in a pub, right?
Yeah.
And in this pub, the first idea, or the DNA was first conceived as an idea.
Dude.
They discussed DNA and was like, there must be a
thought
DNA
experiment. It was a
Is there a little
thought
plaque
experiment.
that says, here's where DNA was first conceived?
Yeah.
Correct. There is. Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like people travel all over the world to sit at this desk. And I was on the phone on that desk, on that table in that pub.
Talking to Tara.
Going like, oh, fucking can't wait to go home.
Hey, Tara, how are you? Are you all right? Are you dead yet?
Put on the snooker.
I'm not dead, Tara. So, for people that want to know, that pub is called The Eagle in Cambridge. Cambridge is nice. Loads of clever people there. I don't know. Clever or rich or both. Figure it out.
It's an affluent part of
they
the
looked
country,
at me like I was a help program. Do you know what I mean? Down there in Cambridge, they're like, "Oh, bless him. Look at him go. Look at him use his 2 feet. Did you wear those shoes yourself?
Did you tie your laces on your own?
Actually, they're Velcro, you dickheads. No. So I went to Cambridge. It's nice. Go to Cambridge if you haven't been to Cambridge.
It's a nice place. Cambridge, Oxford, they're both nice.
There you go. That's but I don't have any real shout out. Shout out to I put a bet on the snooker and they're both lost.
Oh shit, that's bad. That's bad.
So unshout out to Neil Robinson.
By the way, talking of bets, I never mentioned this, but one of our residents at work is a big horsey person.
Is it like a big horse or is he?
No, it's a lady. It's a lady, but she did a lot of
big
horsey
horse
stuff. No, she did a lot of stuff with horses when
like
she was
sexual
young.
things.
No.
Like Mr. Hands?
God, no.
Now,
anyway,
you've got to be specific with your...
When the Grand National was on, she gave a tip for a horse for everyone. She's like, this horse, put a few quid on, you might win. Because she knew the owner and she knew the trainer and a couple of people that had been around this horse. And guess which horse it was?
Go on.
The one that won. And
hey, how about
three people put bets on. One person put a £3 bet on and won 300 and odd quid.
Well, why didn't you tell me this information?
Well, really, I don't know, because I wasn't even there. I only found out after the fact.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I was like, damn it. But yeah, so she recommended the winning horse to everybody. So there you go. You see, people do know stuff.
There you go.
People do know stuff. SLH has said apparently the Sunset Strip is on the west coast of Ibiza, which is Cafe Del Mar, Mambo's, etc.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about, Susan.
She lived on the east coast and saw the sun rising without any of the music. So apparently Cafe Del Mar's on the west coast.
I don't know what this is.
You don't get a sunrise.
You don't know Ibiza? Like, chill out music?
You don't know like
electronic
sunrise sets in the
sets?
west? What's the matter with you?
DJs spinning.
The Earth
like
is
some
flat,
rock in the middle of the
Stu.
ocean?
The Earth is flat. It doesn't say anywhere.
You're such a bloody idiot.
No such thing as east and west.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a big ice wall around the edge.
Flat.
Is this over with?
Wake
if you
up,
like
people.
this podcast,
The pigeons
there is
are
another
drones.
site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net.
Go to VGHub.net, people.
Yeah,
go with that.
Chinny's an idiot.
Pigeons.
So, Chinny, are you on the Better Call Saul? Are you watching this?
Yeah.
See, Kay, it's a struggle, man. I'm struggling to persuade
It's not
her.
as good. It's not that good. It's still better than Ozark, though.
Yeah, you see, I watched it. Get this. I watched the first 2 seasons of Ozark, which were really good.
Yeah.
And then I was a bit struggling. I don't know. You see, it's like Prison Break, right? As soon as he got outside of the prison, I was like, oh, I don't know whether I like this anymore.
I never watched Prison Break.
The first season is brilliant. I can totally recommend
care.
watching them break out because it's awesome. But after that, it were a bit like, nah.
I'm watching Better Call Saul because, you know,
You feel you have to, don't you? You got to find out what happens.
it's stupid though. Like it's this is what happens with these shows. So Peaky Blinders does this as well.
Oh, Peaky Blinders got quite a bit of stick, didn't it, for
So
its final
so
season?
are we still recording, Duke? Yeah. This is what I wanna-
Should I not record?
No, yeah, you can record. Right.
Yeah, we don't
This
care.
is what I want to say about these fucking shows, right?
Fucking shows.
So Peaky Blinders, Better Call Saul, Ozark not so much, but these shows, right, fall in love with themselves.
Oh yeah.
So what
most shows do that. I think.
So Peaky Blinders is a show in the UK, Duke. Very good show, and but the problem is, it's more concerned about looking cool than it is telling a story now. And Better Call Saul falls
Style
in,
over substance.
Style of Better Call Saul falls into that same category. It's still better than most shows.
Right.
Better Call Saul, but it's
Which
like,
says something about how low the bar is.
It's just. I feel like they could have done Better Call Saul in 3 to 4 seasons.
Oh no, it's a slow burner, isn't it?
It's because
to be
like
fair.
you know all that shit with
Well,
his
they started
brother
that
and
with
everything, you're
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad is 5 seasons. Bam, it's done.
But some of the seasons take for like, oh,
Yeah,
where's
they
this
do.
little teddy bear gonna come from? And it's the slow burn of that type of thing. Now the whole show wasn't generally a slow burn, so I'm not digging on
No,
Breaking
but
Bad.
I feel like
I can
Breaking-
see how that template could become something that they just keep dragging on and dragging.
I feel like you've got to have a 4 to 5 limit with these things, you know. And
well,
you've
British
got to
TV takes
end it.
6 episode limits.
I want to see Vince Gilligan doing something that isn't in the fucking Breaking Bad universe.
Yeah.
Because that's all he's made since 2008. That's all he's done is Breaking Bad. Like,
Well, he knows it'll land. He's
Well,
it's
and he
scary
makes
to
him
do something
cash.
new.
yeah, but like all they've got to do
He
is
makes it
from,
cash.
Well, he
from-
doesn't need cash anymore, to be honest.
from
He
the
can't-
No, to
makers
be fair.
of Breaking Bad.
Right.
That's all he needs.
Oh, sure. Well, that's what sets David Simon apart. As soon as The Wire got done, he did Treme, which is in New Orleans, completely different show.
Yeah.
And later on, he did, Generation Kill, and then he did The Deuce, and these are pretty different
See,
shows.
I've heard of
but
The
they
Deuce.
have. What's that?
I've heard of The Deuce. I've heard it's
The
good.
Deuce is a very good show. We really liked it. Duchess and I both enjoyed it.
You
very
know,
much.
I just.
He's got a new one called We Own This City, which I'm really looking forward to because it's about cops in Baltimore again. So.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like, I don't know, these shows. Peaky Blinders was a great show. And I like it because it's sort of based not far from me, Peaky Blinders, and where I live, you don't really get much TV time from where I live. So it's quite cool that it's like based on like my area. It's actually filmed. Some of it is filmed literally just down the road at a museum. So I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where it is. I've stood there. This is a good show. Great. They all speak like me. Fine. And then like it just every shot is like, look how cool we are. Let's walk in slow mo. Let's look at the camera cool. And it's just, what the fuck is going on? It's just so shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about the fucking TV shows. I haven't watched The Mandalorian or anything like that, but it's very hard to watch anything Star Wars with Tara around because she fucking hates Star Wars so much. So.
Does she? Does she just roll her eyes at you?
She hates. I mean, I don't love it. So like, you know, I'm like, I'll watch Star Wars. It's fine. It's fucking laser swords. It's cool, but. You know, Tara's she's got no time for it. None.
No, fair enough.
We watched Ex Machina again. Have y'all seen that?
No, it's on my
list. It's such a great film.
Good.
I only watched Lock, Stock for the first time the other day. So.
Oh yeah, how'd you like it?
No,
he did. He said last week that he hadn't seen it. What did you think, Chinny?
It was good.
It's a good film.
You'd seen Snatch, right?
Yeah, so it's not Snatch.
It feels it's not Snatch, but you can tell where.
I like it. I like it better than Snatch.
I mean, it does a lot of good things on its own.
I think it's.
But I
Snatch
feel like
where
I'm glad I saw Snatch first, or maybe I would have rather seen Lock, Stock first because it's purely building towards Snatch.
Snatch is where he sort of perfected everything. I think.
I feel like Lock, Stock is the larval stage of Snatch.
Yeah.
There's some good things in
Oh,
Lock,
yeah.
Stock. I like the
Vinnie Jones is great in it, man.
Vinnie Jones is always great.
He is so good in it.
But I like the bit where
and the guy who plays Bricktop in Snatch is also very good in Lock, Stock.
I like the bit where he throws his head through the vent, and that's how he discovers that they're being monitored from the neighbours. So I thought it was quite good. Yeah, it's a good. I finally saw the scene, Stu, where that song, that lyric is from. You know, I've been shot. Well, everybody stop getting shot. It's that. You know? Yeah. You know, it's that one.
Such a good film.
Yeah, it's a good film, but I don't know.
And we watched The Eyes of Tammy Faye. That's a really good movie too. It's on HBO. It's I didn't really know much about her before we watched that movie. I just knew her as the weird lady on Christian TV who cried a lot and had lots and lots of eye makeup. But she's actually an interesting person. So
yeah, we watched
great performances.
We watched the new Scream last week.
Oh yeah,
on purpose.
Yeah, I quite like Scream films.
I have a student who's obsessed with Scream films.
Oh, stab within the film within a film.
Yeah.
It was all right. I kind of liked the film up until the ending. I was like, is that the best you could have come up with?
Oh, yeah.
Because the ending, the reason they're doing it again is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I must admit, I think I physically rolled my eyeballs when the reveal as to why they were doing it came out. I was like, what?
Sure.
But it was pretty good. Apart from the ending, it was all right. I quite like a good Scream film. I like a good horror film.
Well, the whole stick of Scream is that it's like self-aware, isn't it? It's like
there was a lot of that in it, but like I say, even the ending was a stretch too far for me. It was like, right, okay then. So yeah, we finished a Jimmy Savile documentary this week.
Oh yeah,
I want to see that too.
I haven't
seen that. Oh my god, that guy was just just unbelievable what he got away with.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, on that note, I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop recording.
Stop recording. Are you still recording? Jesus.
Now. Bye.
Bye.